She's like, I need a new dildo.
All right. We're off to a good start.
So
Okay. We're in.
Liberty Risk episode, whatever the heck we are. I guess we
40
like
something,
right off the
yeah.
bat start dropping F-bombs. But no, so today we got Brian Price. We're going to do something different for this episode. We've got a team guy on, which I'm sure Nick is like really happy about.
I'm fired up by it.
But Brian's a former Navy SEAL, and he's a award-winning classical Shakespearean actor. Correct? Did I get that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
But I met Brian, dude. I don't know if that's the first time I met you because I put you through training, right?
Yeah. Well, when you were leaving 5, I was just checking in as a new guy.
Okay.
And you'd already like built the temple by then, so I was like, that's the guy.
Yeah. But yeah, you came on board for Transformers 5, and you were part of the I don't even know what we were calling ourselves at that point.
Well, he's also done one of the things I'm excited to get into is the Indian heritage, growing up on the reservation, doing like the blood seances.
Oh, for sure.
Talking about the cryptids and the mermaids. Like, there's a ton of stuff.
There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna do a deep dive. I mean, there's so much good stuff for you for this. But yeah, man, it's great having you on, and good to see you again. Obviously, I haven't seen you in several years since. I mean, Transformers 5 was in 2015, I think 2016, maybe.
I think we shot in 2016.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then
So
I mean, dude, it's almost been 10 years, and you've literally been honing your craft for literally 10 years since then, because you went to Columbia and like did a deep dive into acting, which is I'm super proud of you, man. And it's like a lot of people,
thanks, man.
especially team guys, will be like, I can dabble in this, and it's like, no, dude, you're
it's
like,
hard.
no, I'm gonna be all in, and you went all in, bro. And like, proud of you. It's super prestigious stuff that you've done, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. This is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Cool episodes.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We usually start at the beginning, so it's usually kind of like a little bit about your background, family, where you grew up. So we just start there. Like, you were you born on a reservation, or how'd that?
Yeah, so my dad is white and my mom is Native American, full blood, raised on the reservation, ancestral land, been there for like 1,000 years.
Cool.
They met, my dad was on a trip in Phoenix and they met, and they just kind of stayed in touch, and they had me at 20 and 21, so they had me young. And then I spent my whole childhood basically on the reservation. We moved a few times, but most of it was just on the reservation.
Did your dad move to the reservation too?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
because he was
cool.
from New Jersey. And so I was born in Atlantic City. But then after we were born, we're like, hey, let's...
Atlantic City.
Yeah. Like,
interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was really popping then still, because it was like back in the end of the 80s, early 90s, it was like really exciting still.
Yeah. Oh, I
bet,
It's kind of
Trump,
dwindled a
Taj
little bit.
Mahal.
Yeah, all that stuff. It was like really popular. So we grew up on the reservation in Loop, Arizona. Went to the boarding school. Grew up herding sheep. So it was a cool time. Like family, traditional Native family. Like they're into all the traditional type stuff. Very family oriented, but as far as like beliefs go, they're not like the opposite of like Western like theological thinking. There's a lot of things that are actually like congruent with it. And then you can kind of see that through like different religions and like different places as well. It's like there's a lot of like cryptids and like black magic and all these different kinds of things in the reservation where I'm from. But then there's also things that are talked about like in literature, throughout history, throughout all over the world. And it's just like, people think I'm nuts, but these things are for real.
Yeah. So you're growing up. We were talking about this before. Was it? So your family was involved in like kind of the witchcraft. Is it witchcraft a good term to?
Yeah,
say
I mean,
it,
there's a whole bunch of different terms.
Yeah.
So it's like
Medicine men.
Yeah, medicine
men,
men,
okay.
witch doctors.
Yeah.
Witchcraft, black magic, blood magic.
Was that so? Was your family? How's the social thing laid out on the reservation? It's like you guys are in charge of like, it's almost like a priest or something for the area, or is everybody involved in this, or just you guys have this like knowledge or pathway or information?
So our language wasn't written down. It was just like a passed down oral tradition. So there's like being called like a storyteller. It's like a big position because that's how you pass down the knowledge and the lessons and everything else.
Is this like your grandfather, like your mom's dad?
Yeah, there's like people in the tribe.
Like the whole lineage of obviously your mother's side.
Yeah, there's like a whole lineage from all kinds of stuff. And there's all these like legends that, like I said, we'll get more into, that they all kind of correlate with other Native American tribes, other civilizations in other places of the world. And we're all saying the same thing. And I'm like, wait a second. And then you're seeing some weird things too, living out on the reservation. You're like, dude, this stuff is definitely for real. But yeah, so it's like our tribe, we're run matriarchally. There is no patriarchy. So like in the Native American culture, the woman runs the house and runs the family. And then the man runs kind of everything outside of that. And so there's like your grandmother. So I'm passed down matriarchally from my grandmother. So it's like my introduction is Yat Brian Price will Kia ani nashle bilgana bashichin takna zatni the way che bilgana the way nele. And that means my name is Brian, I'm Navajo, my grandmother is Kia Ani, but I was born for the white man. So you introduce yourself from your grandmother or matriarchal side first, and then that tells you who you are. Kind of like the movie Black Panther. I don't know if you remember the movie Black Panther, where that Killmonger guy comes in, and he's like, yo, ask me my name. And they're like, what's your name? And he's like, oh, da. And he like speaks out his whole thing. It's like there's a formal intro like that in my tribe where you introduce people.
So coming from, like, you're not whatever you call it, I guess full-blooded. Do you get shit for that when you go back to the reservation? Like people like, oh, he's a half-breed, or he's half white. Or,
what's up? Yeah, it's like white trash. Like I got bullied a lot on the reservation. And I was like, oh, white trash. No shit. He's a white boy. You know, I was like, what? I'm Kiani. I'm one of the Towering House clans. What are you talking about? There's different clans and stuff, so we all kind of like
I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. So it's just like.
Put a spell on them, dude.
Yeah, they do that. People do that shit, man. I'm telling you, the voodoo stuff's for real. They'll put spells in you. And so it's like, they say when you go to New Orleans, or like, don't just like shake random people's hands on the street. It's like, they'll hex you.
Really?
Yeah, straight up. You don't do that in New Orleans, man.
Have you seen the series Dark Winds?
I haven't, but I know about it.
On Netflix. So it's like Robert Redford, and you know, it takes place pretty much right around the Four Corners and kind of like Navajo country. And it is dialed with everything that you're saying, and like you know, trying to like take like a woman's like hair, so that way they can put the hex on them.
Yep. There's a whole bunch of things like hair, like keep your hair.
Really?
Yeah, the hair is a big thing in witchcraft. It's like, even like we're working in show business, like there's a lot of people that dabble in things, especially like in a deep underground theater world that I'm in. It's just like I've met some people,
I bet.
And it's just like hair, nails, personal items. Like actresses and actors, and like holding seances.
They're clipping your fingernails. They're like,
oh man, it's some crazy stuff. Like for real, yeah. Like you got to be careful. You got to like throw it away. Like you have to like cut your hair and like burn it on the reservation, because if you like take in the trash, somebody will come in your trash, or they'll have a skinwalker come like over at night in like a form, take your hair out of the trash, and then go give that
so you
back
can
to
have
the
like
witch
a skinwalker,
doctor.
like a pet. It's like
they're like
for you?
they're like demonic. They're like evil, so they're not like nice things. People are like, oh, like the beautiful like creature, it's just misunderstood. It's like, no, it is not benevolent. It is there to hurt you.
And it's pretty taboo to talk about, correct?
Yeah,
like on the reservation.
Oh yeah, they're like, don't say it. Don't. It's like the Voldemort. It's like, don't say it.
Yeah,
but it's just like, you know.
Did we lock that door?
Yeah, I think we did. Right.
Not that it matters. The shit probably go right through a door, right? It'd be like a.
I don't think we did invite it in or something. So
there's one way. Yeah, you kind of get it. Yeah,
I've seen enough movies.
I mean, believe it or not, the movies, man, they do some really good. Like some of the movies, they hit it too on the nose, and it's just like because they want to get like the scare or the thrill or the jump, and I get that from like a storytelling perspective, but like these things are just really uncanny. It's like you don't know what's wrong, but you know something's off, and like that's where they live. That's where these things live at, is in that unknown space. They're not in your face.
When you were growing up, is this something you learned later on in life, or is it always like from the time you were born there, you just a way of life in the community?
Oh yeah, from the time I was born, like Yeah, they'll do all kinds of stuff. Like, what is it? My family made a deal with a demon before I was born that they would let me work with the demon in favor for the family. Whoa. So like before, when my mom was 16, she went to like an exorcist or like a medicine man person or something. And she was like, I'll give you some of my firstborn son and he'll work for us if we'll get favor for the family. So she kind of sold me out. I was like, thanks, Mom. Yeah. But like we got through it.
Hey, it could be worse.
It could be worse.
Could have been me.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like there is stuff like that. So it's like these things, they're like genies. It's like the genie's like, oh yeah, like,
so
I want this, but it'll give it to you, but it'll take something.
Weird question for you. Is that the reason why you weren't born in the res? You went to New Jersey?
No, that's.
You think that has something to do with it?
Well, my dad was still living in Jersey, and my mom was living in Arizona because they met on a trip in Phoenix.
No, I get all that, but I was once you said that she's basically sold her firstborn. I'm like, I wonder if she's like, shit, maybe we should have this baby in New Jersey, not on the res, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I hope
a bunch of skinwalkers standing around, be like,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe
bring that kid to me.
Get him out of here. Yeah,
but
like it's all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like, how did you know? It's like it's just you're just always around it, and it's like a lot of the way it's just like that's like pretty messed up with your mom. It's like, well, they gotta understand from the cultural perspective. It's just like, hey, these things are here to help you. It's like we can call them in and ask them for favors, and they'll help the family. But again, like a genie, it's just like you get 3 wishes, and then you kind of get screwed over on the back end.
Yeah. Do they tell you the price before you order off the menu? Or
I don't do it, so I don't know. But I know lots of people that have. And I know the rules, and I know how to identify it, and I know what they do and how they think because I've just been around them. And so like now we're talking about them as like thems. It's like, yeah, these things are real. Like
that's crazy.
And like I'm not messing around. I've seen some things.
Well, let's. What do you guys think about? Let's stick with the timeline because I love getting into this stuff.
Oh yeah.
But also you got so much more to your story. Let's do the timeline.
Yeah.
Of your life a little bit, and then we'll come back to this, and then we can kind of like go over the details of it.
Yeah.
So you're on the reservation. What was it that made you decide to want to join the military, and then the teams in?
Wait, when'd you come back to the reservation? You were born in Jersey. When'd you come back to the reservation?
Oh, like right away.
Like.
Yeah,
infant,
like we were there
like
for
toddler, infant.
Oh yeah, I was like a toddler.
Okay,
I was like under 2.
And then you went to boarding school, like for high school or for like all of like elementary school.
All of elementary school, and then I went to high school. My parents got a job in Missouri, so I went to high school in Missouri.
Okay, so you were away from the res.
Yeah. So my childhood was on the reservation, but my adolescent years I was spent in the Midwest, like in the Ozarks area of Missouri.
Okay.
And then I joined the Navy from there.
What made you kind of dive into? How did you even hear about the SEAL teams and
so
the movie?
Well, no, not the movie. It was like, well, I remember 9/11 happening, and then I'd been like, what? No way. And then I was just getting into high school when that happened, and I was like, well, maybe I should help out with the war effort, but I'm not old enough because it's high school. So just like focus on high school. Play sports, do whatever, stay in shape, just try to like be a kid and, try to prepare for the future. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work in like show business or something. I always wanted to do that. Yeah. Like even on the reservation, like you're either good at basketball or you're good at watching movies. And I was really good at watching movies. And really bad at basketball.
What kind of sports and stuff did you play in high school?
I did like football, wrestling, and track.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just did a lot of football. That was a lot of fun. And then wrestling is pretty good at wrestling, and pretty good at track too. I just poured all my energy into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I was just an active kid,
Yeah.
And then when I graduated high school, I was going to school for a year in college, but I was just going for like gen eds. And I went to a baseball game in Springfield, Missouri, and there was like a Marine Corps guy that was there, but he had no arms, like above the elbows. And he was like,
dang,
just coming back from Iraq or something.
Fuck, man.
And I remember seeing that guy, and I was like 18 or 19. I was like, dude, here I am, like going to school for gen eds. I don't even know what I want to do. Even I have like ideas, but like, you're like first year of college, right out of high school. You're like, what am I going to do with my life? Mm-hmm. And the war effort's like raging. It's like 2007. And I saw this dude with his arms off, like blown off like that. And this girl was standing next to him, I guess his girlfriend or whatever. And I was like, how can I sit here and like watch this baseball game and pretend to like not see that guy or like see what he did for us? And I was like, I think I'm gonna join the military. And so I was like, Dad, I think I'm going to join the Navy. You're like the military or something. He's like, okay, yeah, come talk to me later. Like, we'll see. And I was like, no, for real. And he's like, okay. And so he went to the recruiter. And the Marines, I was like, hey, guys, what's up? I want to join the Marines. And, like, I walked in the office and no one even responded to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just stood there for, like, a minute. And I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
I'll go fuck myself then. Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
fucking weird.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Usually they're pretty hungry. That's
Yeah, I literally walked in and, like, no response. Like, they were at the computers. I'm like, hey, guys, I'm here.
Oh, hold on. We got audio off.
Look at me.
For those of you guys listening, we had the mic.
Yeah.
His mic cut out. Because the cryptids are fucking with him.
I was like, dude.
You guys like,
fuck,
that's
man?
weird. I'm like, no, it's not. They're trying to mess with us. They don't like being talked about.
Oh, that's funny, dude. All right.
But so yeah, back to the story.
My
I saw
fucking dick gonna blow off, like fly away or some shit.
maybe fly away. Yeah,
It's got wings.
yeah, he's got wings. And I was like, man, I can't believe this guy, like, is 18 and he's got this like beautiful girl in his arm that it doesn't even have an arm. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't just like sit around while like the whole country is like focused on trying to figure this thing out. And I felt like a fraud.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm gonna go support him. Let's see what's up. So I walked to the Marines, no response. So I was like, all right.
So, dude, literally, you go into in the office, and the dude just sat there and like.
Yeah, they just sat there. Like I walked in, he was on his computer, and I was like, hey, I'll join the Marines. He looks at me and just stares at his computer. And so I'm there for like
quotas met.
I'm literally like 90 seconds.
What's
I'm
the
just
end
like,
of the month?
Yeah.
They're like, we already got a quota for this month.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm not joining those guys. And then I went to the Army, and the Army's like, yeah, great. And I was like, yeah, at the time, and still now, like, I don't mean any offense by this, but I didn't want to be like a number, you know, it's like cannon fodder, like charge the hill, and you're just like throwing out into shit for no reason.
Take that hill, Marine.
Yeah. It's just like some general wants a BV or something.
But Gunny, I only have a knife.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, I wanted to do something that was like a high level, high capacity, because I was always into sports and just kind of active with that kind of stuff. And the Army was like, we can have you go to Ranger School. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, before I commit to anything, I want to shop around. And then I was like, I went to the Navy, and my dad's like, well, Poppy was in the Navy in World War II. He like drove the landing boats and was like at D-Day.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, Poppy always talked about Navy SEALs. And when he watched wrestling, Poppy was like, his name was Leroy Stevens.
That was your dad's dad?
Yeah. Well, my dad grew up in like a foster home type environment. Yeah. So I was like his foster father.
Yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, Poppy would, we would watch wrestling. And Poppy would always be like, Jesse Ventura was a Navy SEAL. They're their best. Be the Navy SEAls. And back in like the 70s, 80s when he wrestled.
Yeah.
And so he's always like, Brian, it's about Navy SEAls. Poppy always talked about Navy SEAls. And so I went to the recruiter in the Navy. They're like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I was like, no, but I can do it. And like, there's no way. And I was like, but we're at war. You guys need guys. I'm looking at the brochure, and it says that like I can try out with this test and stuff. Yeah. And so the PT test, I took the test, and I just like crashed the scores because I was doing like college athletics.
Yeah.
So I was in like really good shape. And then since I'd done a year at college, I got a really high ASVAB score. And they're like, oh, his score's super high, and he like broke all the state records for all the PT stuff.
Oh shit! That's
so
awesome.
They're like, maybe this guy's got a shot. And then my uncle, who was the chief CB in the reserves, he deployed to Iraq. He came to visit, and then he came with me to the recruiter.
That's good.
Yeah, he did the Navy
way.
thing with the Navy man, and they got me the SEAL contract.
Dude, I've mentored so many fucking kids. Well, not a lot, but I like at least a handful of kids.
Yeah.
And dude, you're like talking to recruiters and shit, and they're, dude, not to say all recruiters are like this, but dude, 9 times out of 10, it's about numbers and it's about fucking, you know.
It's a lot of horror stories.
Yeah, and it's a lot of, I mean, it fucking sucks because I know they're trying to get people in, and obviously from where I grew up, I mean, just getting the fuck out of that area and getting into the military and getting that regimented fucking routine is going to be good for anybody.
Yeah, it's a good direction.
But for somebody who's like mission focused, I'm like, dude, I want to be a fucking team guy, and you like blow smoke up their ass, and then all of a sudden their fucking dream of doing something now is just fucking crushed.
They give you all a sign here, and you can apply once you get to a ship.
You can change your rating in boot camp, you know. And what's like the dude I joined the Navy with? He's like, what's the fastest way to get to fucking Buds? seaman apprenticeship program,
right?
You know, and he like sits on a fucking destroyer for fucking 4 years. He's like, you know,
there's a lot of stories like that, man.
Yeah, jeez.
But it's good going. You know,
I missed out on that one. Thank goodness.
Yeah, dude. Like having a fucking dude that's in the military go with you to the recruiter and like get a fair shake, because I've done that shit a couple times where like dudes they're like, well, the recruiter told me this. I'm like, give me the dude's number.
Yeah,
and I call. Or I go to the fucking recruiting office, like
Chief
in
Kent,
fucking IB.
Yeah, right.
And they're like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of mentoring this guy. Like, oh, were you in the military? Well, yeah, I know of the military, you know. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they start like saying shit, and you're like, well, what about the fucking, you know, do this and pass the PSTs, and then you change your rate, and then you see like the fucking white of their, like, the color go out of their face, and they're like, fuck. You know quite a lot about this. I'm like, yeah, dick face.
I'm on Reddit.
Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to derail your, shit there.
That same thing happened to me. The Army was like, well, if you want to do special forces, you know, we have a contract for you, but you got to like go to infantry for a couple of years, and then you can apply later. And I'm like, are you sure? Or you can go to Rangers straight away right now. But like, if you want to wait for SF, like, there's a good program for that. You can get your command and ask them. And I was like, Dad, what do you think? Dad's like, no, they're going to screw you.
Yep.
And
then, like I said, the Navy worked out. Everything
your
worked.
Command.
Jeez.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
So that it all worked out for the Navy. And it was just like all the other doors closed. Everything else was like like a knockdown, drag out fight to try to get something figured out. And the Navy just was like, the doors opened, and it was like a clear path.
Yeah. That's how you know it's the right path sometimes.
Yeah. I was like, find peace and pursue it. Okay, this is the way.
Do you have any cryptids helping you out?
No, that one. There's a crazy story about that after the military, though. So then I joined the SEALs from there.
So when'd you go to boot camp?
I went to boot camp in 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got out in 2015, stayed in reserve for like a year. 7 years to the day.
So you went through, I mean, did you join? You joined, went to boot camp, went straight through buds?
Yeah.
Any roles or anything? Any issue, any hiccups?
Yeah, I made it straight through buds and everything, and then I got rolled for tactics in SQT. And so I was held back for that.
Oh, not in fucking Island?
Yeah, like CQC.
Oh, CQC.
I was like, man,
shit.
yeah, there was a lot of people. But I ended up getting through that, and I was good. Yeah. And then getting to use it for real was
what class were you in SQT?
SQT 280, buds 278.
Okay.
Yeah, so I identify with buds class 278 versus like the 280 of like the SEAL graduating class, because like I went through hell with all this like 278, you know.
And you went through most of probably a large majority of SQT with 278.
I went through
like Kodiak and fucking you know, all your shit, and then you know.
And then at the last 2 months, I missed out on those guys. So I was like, I'm 278.
Depending on how they changed some of the shit up, it was
like
because when I first did an instructor SQT, they had like land warfare in like CQC. That was like almost at the very end. And then
they swapped it around a few times.
They changed it. When I first got there, Kodiak was at the fucking very end. So like you basically would
Kodiak was first for us.
You would go do a bunch of shit, and then Kodiak was at the very end. You were basically like forgotten about. Like the fucking class would come back, and they're like, "Hey, there's an SQT graduation." You're like, "What the fuck?" They're like, "They've been gone for a fucking month." You know. And then they changed it. They put Kodiak first, and then it was like comms, medical, MAROPS.
Kodiak
CQC.
was a good break too, because the guys would graduate buds on Friday and show up to SQT on Monday, and they were not fucking. That was a big culture shift, dude. I remember the guys; their faces were just because you know SQT is not buds. Like you're not trying to fuck with the guys. You're trying to teach them. You're calling instructors by your first name a lot of times. Like it's a very different deal than buds, and it was you could see the guys kind of grinding their gears the first couple of days. Like what the fuck,
dude? That was the hardest. That was the hardest fucking nut to crack too. When at least coming from a team. You know, I was at Team 5 for like 10 years, and I was at SQT. But you would get students, and I wasn't trying to be a fucking asshole. I was legitimately like, okay, I'll teach you whatever the fuck I know. But he'd be like, hey, you guys understand? And they'd be like, hoo-yah, and we're like, Either fucking yes or no, motherfucker. Like, stop with the fucking hoo-yah shit. This ain't buds anymore.
It's not a real word, dude.
Yeah. You'd be like, dude. You'd be like, you understand what I'm saying? Oh, hoo-yah. I'm like, is that a hoo-yah yes? Hoo-yah no? Hoo-yah fuck off? Hoo-yah eat shit and die? You know, it was like, yeah, they finally got to a point where it was like, okay, we got to stop saying this.
Yeah, it took them a few months for them to make that mental shift of like, oh, fuck, I used to tell kids all the time, man, like, you're here to learn. Like, you're going to make it through. You know what I mean? Like, just take the time to learn all the shit so you can be the best new guy possible when you get to your team.
You literally remember, I remember you saying almost word for word. Yeah. Because you were my SQC instructor. So I was like, oh my gosh, you did say that.
So are you the one that failed him?
No. I don't think so.
I forgot what I got, like a safety violation for like not doing the safety on the rifle right or something.
I don't know. I didn't teach CQC. I mainly taught the flat range.
I remember the flat range stuff.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. My bad.
So you graduated buds with or SQT 280. What team did you go to?
I went straight to Team 5 after that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm a dumbass.
And then like I checked in, and it was like the very first day I was there, one of the LPOs was like, "Hey, Price." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You stupid?" And I was like, "I guess I'm just as stupid as any other new guy." He's like, "Good answer. You're going to comms Monday." And I was like, "All right." And it was like a Friday, and it was like a Thursday. He's like,
"When did you check into 5? What year?"
2010.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I was still there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember seeing you there. Yeah.
Okay.
It was Hasby, Matt Hasby.
Oh, Hasby.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's what he said. And it was like a Thursday. And he's like, "You're going Monday, spend the weekend like doing the prep work." So I spent the weekend like, sitting in the office, like doing the NKO stuff, everything you got to do for comm school.
God damn.
And then when I straight to comm school, which is pretty cool.
That was like a month, right?
I think it was like 5 weeks or something. Yeah. It was. I might have been 6 weeks with the FTX.
Yeah.
But that was cool. Because like in World War II, my Native American, my great grandfather, like bloodline, he was a code talker in World War II. So he was a comms guy.
That's cool.
And the JTAC in the Pacific. And then after comm school, they were like, "Hey, you want to go to JTAC?" And I was like, "Okay." And then they sent me straight to JTAC.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, man. That's actually some really good schools as a new guy.
Dude, some of the leadership was mad that one of the other chiefs was like, "Do we really want a new guy dropping casts over our heads?" And then my leadership was like, "He'll be fine."
Who was your chief? Who was your first chief?
My first chief, Bo Nankival.
Oh, fucking Bo.
But Bo stuck up for me. It was
was
Stacy Virgin. Not to talk shit about the guy, he's awesome. But he was like, "We don't want this new guy going. This fucking new guy. This guy.
Camp with Stacy.
Yeah, that's great. Oh man. And then Bo was like, "He'll be fine. He did a good job in comm school." He's like, and so Bo and a couple other guys like stuck up for me.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "We'll send a third platooner with him just in case to watch after him because we know JTAC's it's a big school." That dude fails out, and then I become like almost honor man, and as a new guy, And then I was like honor man runner up for comm school. I was like, Then I was honor man runner up for JTAC, and I'm like, you mother. I was like, what do I gotta do? Oh, because I'm new. Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That is the fucking shit detail because sometimes like going to sniper school is like a brand new guy and
Oh yeah, how was that?
I got my bird in sniper school because randomly some guy had the billet. He got in trouble. Some other new guy couldn't go, so I was like third in line to get this billet.
Dude, that's awesome.
It went through, but yeah, so shooting was fine for me, but I did not understand stalking, so I failed stalking the first part.
Trying to stalk in an island, dude.
I heard stalking is the hardest part.
It was for me, for sure.
Seriously, there's like
most
no
people
freaking shrubs out there.
And I figured
especially
it out
Island
afterwards. But yeah, I had to go back and redo stalking again.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I know we talked about it, but yeah, stalking in the desert just seems fucking weird to me.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
far.
It's hard, dude. Yeah.
Like, what do you hide behind?
You did the short course the first time.
Yeah. That space is key.
Yeah.
That was what I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool, man. So you deploy.
Yeah.
Where'd you go the first few times?
Afghanistan was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good time. We did. that was like, you want to be a Navy SEAL? You got to be a Navy SEAL. It was cool.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got in 2009, and things were kind of starting to die down.
Yeah.
And so I went to Afghanistan like 2012.
Yeah, that's when it popped off.
Yeah, and then they were like, I mean, when we went there, they were like, look, like we're planning on closing the place out, so like, clean house. we're like,
all right.
Yeah.
What region were you at?
We were in like Kandahar, a little bit in Paktika, Navajo.
Okay, you're just south of me.
Kind of like, we were like southeast, basically.
I was in Kunar in 12.
Oh, what's up?
But I just never ran into NSW out there. It was just.
Oh yeah, we were doing like borderline, rat line shit, and just like some other stuff. It was cool. Like 140 ops. It was like doing it.
That region's pretty fun too, especially as opposed to like RC South, where it was just wide open desert and IEDs. But like up in the mountains,
we were like in the Himalayas and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of cryptids, like even this too, I'm telling you, these things are fucking everywhere. We were supposed to get this like, hey, cool, we found a guy, HVT, the whole cell's over here in this cave complex. Like, let's go get him. And so we were gonna take like Afghan special forces with us. And the Afghan police, that just was kind of, because at that point in the war, there's like we had to have an escort, and so we got all these crazy guys. I
love
like
hearing Afghan special forces. Just like,
that's the best they have to offer, And we're like, hey, we're gonna go get this guy. Here's the thing, and they were like, oh, we can't go over there, and we're like, wait, what do you mean? Like we don't want to go over there. We stay away from those areas. I'm like, why? And they told us. They flat out told the Terp. They said there's giants over there and they eat people. And we're like, what? And they're like, no, for real. I was like, what do you mean there's giants? Like, Terp, what? So they have their conversation, and he's like, yeah, he said there's giants over there. I mean, what do you mean fucking giants? What are you talking about giants? And I'm thinking from the Native American reservations, like, oh, we know about giants. We know about a whole bunch of giants. And now we're getting, in 2012, from Afghan special forces, like, we don't want to go in that area because there's giants over there and they eat people. We're not going on the op.
You're like, we got those in Arizona too.
Yeah, but like the other team guys were like, these guys are so dumb. And I'm sitting here like, I'm the American bro. I know about these giants. I didn't know they were over here too. Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
you too?
Our Afghani guys were saying the same shit. I mean, I never saw them, but it was high up in the mountains because like Kunar, kind of where it goes up into China and on the border of Pakistan. They wouldn't go all the way like up to pretty much where the tree line kind of like stops and like, no, I'm good.
It's supposed to be like the redheaded guys?
Yeah, they didn't have those things.
It's supposed to be like the redheaded giants out there?
Well, we didn't get any. I don't recall them specifically saying colors, but I do know about the redhead giants.
Are they different? I don't know. I've only heard about the redhead ones.
I don't know what color hair they all have, but I know that there's giants. But we've heard about the redhead giants from my tribe.
What color were their pubes?
That's how you really know.
Yeah,
there you go.
But yeah, no, it's a big lore out there.
Yeah,
for the Afghani giants up in the mountains.
Oh man, I'm curious if they've seen like a Yeti too, because it's like the Himalayas and stuff.
Yeah,
like I said, we were like on the rat line, just doing wild shit.
Did you guys see anything weird up there? Like anything?
So for me, like growing up on the reservation and like having family members like into black magic and like being around it and like being able to identify it, it's like I know witchcraft when I see it. Like I know it. It's like why? It's like I can recognize it. And so we're doing like a few things, and I'm like got that hair on the back of my neck, and I'm like. They're actively using like Arab magic against us.
Brown magic.
Yeah, like brown. Well, yeah. But I'm straight up. It was like people think this stuff's crazy, and I think on like another show, like the Sean Ryan show, he had like some witch on there or something that was talking about like she was using like witchcraft for the CIA and stuff, and it's just like, oh shit, I heard about that. I heard about like people from my reservation in the past. Working for the government with witchcraft stuff, like medicine men from my tribe. So like the U.S. government apparently has like tried to weaponize spirit realm type stuff. But when I'm in Afghanistan, I was like recognizing, and I was like, why is the blood like that? That's not just like some psychotic person. It's like in this, it's like, that's probably a blood thing.
Wait, what blood? What was it? Writing in blood or something?
It was like shapes and stuff, kind of like on like walls and like on like different.
Written in blood?
Yeah, and I was like,
that's creepy even without witchcraft.
But it's just like you like Keys of Solomon type shit, and you're like,
what's the Keys of Solomon?
It's like there was a King Solomon. He's
the guy with the hair, right?
That's a different guy. It's the Samson's got the hair.
Oh, Samson.
Yeah.
Delilah.
Yeah. But King Solomon, he was like one of the richest kings, and he had the ability to like cast out demons and stuff. But he like wrote like an ancient tome.
King Solomon's Temple and all that shit.
And like a book about it. And you can get the book on Google. or like Amazon, and you can look it up, and it's got the sigils on there.
It's not the Necronomicon, is it?
I don't think it's that one. It might be the one from Army of Darkness, though.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what it's called, the Necronomicon?
Yeah.
I was like, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't think it's that.
Varata.
Yeah.
Our audio's going to go up.
Okay, then. I said the words.
Yeah.
I said the words, God damn it.
Work. But
that was such an awesome movie, by the way.
that movie's awesome. Those are classics.
We should remake something like that.
Did you guys pause that mission then, since you didn't have your counterparts wanting to go with you, or did you just tell them to suck up?
We just really didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And we ended up doing something else and whatever.
Yeah.
There had that happen a few times here and there, because it's like you like build packages and you find stuff, and like you run up the chain, and they're like, oh, not right now. Oh, we're monitoring that already. Oh, so and so's on this.
Yeah, that shit's pretty frustrating, especially at least like being in Iraq and like later in like 2012 and even going to Afghanistan. In later 2010. That shit's fucking infuriating because there's already not a whole lot of work going on then.
Yeah.
At least compared to like the earlier days.
Yeah, the early days were crazy.
And it's just like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, and then you have some guys that don't really know any better. Or maybe they just like, fuck it. I'm just, I made it to Afghanistan, so like this is going to be the pinnacle of my fucking career type shit.
It was awesome.
Guys like literally didn't give a fuck. They're like, fuck it, we'll sit in the chew and play fucking video games for 6 months. I'm like, dude, let's fucking go do something, man. We're fucking over here. If we're not gonna do anything, let's go to Bahrain and make some fucking per diem or something. You know?
Yeah.
We were super proactive.
Yeah.
And we were actually so proactive that we were having them pull in guys from other troops to come join because we had so much shit going on. And it was like, that's what's cool about Bo Nanko. You guys probably know Bo. It's like,
Bo's good
come
dude,
on, Bo's a good dude. And he's like, he was wanting to work it every second. Like he was, and I was like, which was good for all of us. It was really cool. Had some good leadership. And
was he your chief?
Yeah, he was my
ops
platoon chief.
Oh, platoon chief.
Yeah, he's a platoon chief.
What was Stacy Virgin?
He was the chief for the other platoon in the past.
Assistant platoon chief.
Because we were alpha platoon.
Yeah.
And we just got hazed to death. It was awesome. It was kind of like the last old school hazing platoon. They just killed everybody. And we were kind of like proud of that. We're like, because they were doing stuff that was like passed down
from a ball of glue shoved up my ass.
Yeah, it was like some wild stuff, man. It was like, they were like, they've been doing this since Vietnam, and like they kept it.
Are you a very hairy person?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
That's like a Native American.
Like spray glue in your butt cheeks and shit.
There's always something going on. It was crazy. But
not that I've ever done that.
Yeah, never do that. But like, and then Stacy Virgin was the Bravo platoon chief, so he was the chief. Of the
just platoon chief.
So it was cool. Afghanistan was pretty fun. But we never followed up on that. But it is kind of frustrating.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, but I was like,
Well, there was one time we were pretty far up north, and it was getting pretty cold, and we had one of the guys with the clue systems that you use to shoot the javelins.
Yeah.
So we just utilized that for like Overwatch, and we were in the middle of we're on top of this mountain in the middle of fucking nowhere, and one of my guys was on guard, and I was SOG, and he's like, "Hey, Sergeant," comes over the radio, and he's like all whispering, super quiet, and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "You need to come look at this." So I go up to the top, and it's like, HESCO, and he's like looking through the thermal, and he's like, right over there. And I was like, all right, shine with your laser, because I had my nods. And so I see where he's looking. So I go under there. He's like, do you see anything? I didn't see anything. And there was like a cold rock. And then like this like white, like kind of like head came up from behind it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I see it. And I was like, you're ready to light this fucker up. And he goes back down, but he comes back up, and I couldn't really tell like how big the rock was. And all of a sudden this thing just like comes from behind it, like the thermal signature, and goes behind this like grove of like Afghan oak trees.
Yeah.
And then it just like disappears there. It doesn't go behind, it doesn't go left, and it doesn't go right. And I sat there for like 10 minutes, like just glassing this thing. And so the next day I go back up in the same spot, and I look at this rock, and this rock's like 15 feet tall. So like, how the fuck is his head like just like coming over? But it was crazy. It scared the fuck out of my guy.
That's a giant dude.
But that was the only time I ever saw some weird shit. Or up in the sky, I was always just like looking up at my nods, and I'm like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah, no, that's for real. I totally believe in it. People think I'm crazy. I'm like, dude.
Well, there's Tales from the Grid Square written by Nick Orton, and all it is submitted stories from military guys from experiences on Pendleton or.
Dude, I'm gonna read that. What's that called?
Tales from the Grid Square.
Tales from the Grid Square.
It's good, and it's like the
Instagram's awesome too.
Yeah, the Instagram's incredible, but it's just guys telling these crazy ass stories from either training or deployments or whatever, and it's like. Don't know if they're real or not, but these guys are still submitting these stories, and they're probably a couple paragraphs a piece, per guy, and it tells you like where it's at, and it's fascinating. It's all of kind of like the cryptid stuff that you experience from the military, from being in the middle of nowhere, but also having the thermal capabilities and the night vision capabilities. So there's more stories than most civilians would ever have.
There's some wild stories in there, dude. It's fucking.
I want him on the podcast so bad.
That'd be fun, dude.
Yeah, you should get him over here, man.
He's still active duty. He's stationed in Hawaii right now. But yeah, I want him on.
Hawaii's got some weird stuff. I mean, there's stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, speaking of like military stuff, that mermaid I was telling you guys about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was literally in Buds, and we were doing around the world, and like a mermaid splashed by us.
What's around the world?
It was like on one of the.
Well, you also hadn't slept for 4 days, so.
No, it was real. Like it got us wet and everything. Like we were like what?
Like horny.
Yeah, straight up. We were rowing, and then it swam by, and it kind of like it swam by like it was like 3 seconds. It was quick. It was like 1, 2, 3, and it splashed away. But I was rowing right here, and it was like from me and Kevin away. I could have reached out and like touched it. It was that close.
Was it just like a dolphin?
No, it was not a dolphin.
Did it wink at you?
No, it was.
How do you know it was a?
Because it was like glowing blue because of bioluminescence, and it swam, and then it kind of did like a half turn, and it had like a female body and like a form.
Do you see
like
the face?
Nice tits.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it had like it was like beautiful.
So it was a mermaid, not a merman.
Yeah, it was a mermaid. Yeah, it was like a legitimate mermaid.
So around the world is like Thursday night. They put you in like way the fuck down by like Lowe's.
Yeah,
like
almost by
south
Ivy,
of on the Baylor's Cove. Yeah, on the bay side, and then you paddle all the fucking way around Coronado Island. You come back in.
Yeah,
like you go around Zuniga Point.
Yeah,
and then you come in at North Island. Or sometimes fucking down at Bud's Beach.
Yeah, we went
just depends
west,
on
up and around.
A lot of times it depends on when the fucking high surf is going to be and shit.
Yeah.
Because that's like Friday morning, and that like usually they play fuck games the rest of the fucking morning, and you run up to fucking demo pits and shit, and then eventually they're kind of just waiting to secure Hell Week at that point. So. A lot of what Ryan was saying is like, dude, it's like Thursday night. You're on fumes at this point, and so
you're pretty tired.
To hallucinate and see shit that you wouldn't normally see is not uncommon.
Yeah,
not to say your shit's fucking not.
Did anyone else on your boat see it?
Yeah, all of us were kind of like, the fuck was that? And like there was because I was rowing here, and it swam like that, and it turned over, and it's like literally it was like a beautiful woman. I couldn't tell like her facial features, but it was like I couldn't tell what the eyes looked like or nothing. But it was glowing blue in the outline of it because the bioluminescence, and you could see the outline of the shape of the breast and the body, and the tail, and there was like locks. I'm dead serious. People are like, you're freaking crazy. I'm like, bro, like I saw it. 2 or 3 guys in the boat saw it. When we went to shore. We're like, instructor, we think we saw something. What did you see? I was like, we saw you saw a mermaid. and they're like, okay, wait here. And then it went to they kind of gathered around, and they came back, and I'm like, all right, we hit the surf, and got wet. And he's like, get Sandy, push him out. We're like, and he's like, this is for tattletaling on the sea. And so we just did a bunch of push-ups.
That's fucking awesome.
That's so funny.
Tattletaling on the sea. That is fucking awesome.
Those instructors have a fucking crazy sense of humor.
That's a nice, vivid imagination. That's tattletaling on the sea.
Speaking of Buzz instructor's humor, Stacy Virgin, when he went through Buzz, they paired him up with... this guy whose last name was Boner.
Yeah.
Just because the instructors wanted to say, Virgin, Boner.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like you guys are swim buddies. Yep. That's fucking funny, dude.
You guys are swim buddies for sure. But yeah, we saw it, and it went by, and then it splashed, and a few of us got wet, and we were like, I saw it, and I was like, I fucking knew it. Like, because for the reservation, you're growing up with skinwalkers, and you're hearing about Thunderbirds and Bigfoots and all that stuff. And it's just like, oh yeah, so and so saw one. So
what's a Thunderbird? I haven't heard of that one.
What's that? So whiskey Thunderbird.
yeah. What's the word? Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.
Yeah. There's apparently like a wino brand about that. It's
it's like gross shitty wine.
Yeah, that's the catchphrase. What's the word? Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Thunderbird's like They saw him like 5 years ago on the reservation. Like, everyone like 5 or 6 years ago, because I was living on the reservation for a while, just temporarily like visiting. And they were like, so-and-so, like, we saw a Thunderbird. The Thunderbirds are back. We saw the Thunderbirds. Like, where are they at? Like, someone saw it down by Devil's Butte. I'm like, oh, my gosh. And apparently they had a picture. And it's like a red fucking pterodactyl. It's a pterodactyl.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. They think it's like a thing with, like, feathers. And it's like, dude, it's like a pterodactyl. It's like a big dragon-y looking thing, but it's not a dragon. It looks like a pterodactyl.
Is it something you need to steer clear of? Like, is it still like an evil entity?
Well, they say that they swoop down, they take children and stuff, and so they probably eat people. So it's like most cryptids are not benevolent. Like and it's also, if you guys have heard about all the stuff in the Grand Canyon, they got like guards posted up in the Grand Canyon and like certain areas in the Grand Canyon you can't like walk and go around because there's
I've
like,
heard about that, but I don't know how much is true. Well, have you tried that?
Yeah, I'm from that's the Native American tribe I'm from, the Navajo Nation. Like the Grand Canyon is our ancestral land, and so we know all about that place. And yeah, there's like underground cities and stuff down there, and there's cryptids that live underground.
Place you can't go down there, like the public.
Yeah, but like our tribe knows about that.
Do you guys ever go explore it and check it out?
Yeah, we can go all the places we want, but we can't go near those cryptid places. And they literally have like government authorities like standing there with guns, and like they tell you to turn around if you kind of go like near the area. And it's like, what are they guarding? So we know because we're Navajo.
They're like U.S. government, or they're like Navajo fucking?
No, like the U.S. government.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories online about that, and I'm just like, dude, I'm from that place. That's our ancestral land. There's 100% shit over there. And so you're like, okay, a pterodactyl's flying around, really? A Thunderbird, this fucking guy, too much peyote. And I'm like, no, for real. Like, that stuff's, like, out there. But they're like, interdimensional. They're able to kind of, like, shift in phase in and out of things. So we have, like, Bigfoots, too, that we hear about. And you told me about your Bigfoot story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I asked you when you said it. I was like, did you feel it? And you're like, oh, yeah, my hair in the back of my neck. And I was like, yeah, that's what it was. Like, how do you know that? It's like they live in that uncanny space. That uncanny space that you kind of like can't access. But
your mind makes you fucking go, nah, I didn't see that shit. But then the way you feel, you're like, it's like when you're fucking feel like you're being watched by something, and like you get all like, dude, what the fuck? It's all fucking weird.
It's like it's your kinesphere. It's like it's like your aura. It's like you can like read a person's aura. They give us like fucking night vision. You can like see people's auras and shit. It was freaking advanced stuff. I'm pretty sure it's like they use it now in the teams of everybody. But like, look at this. So it's like more out and
like
open.
That fusion shit.
It's
like thermal / night vision.
Yeah, it was like thermal. Yeah, but it was like the
almost
outline
like
of the person.
Yeah,
and it was like, dude, that's basically like an aura.
Yeah.
And so like every person,
like seeing the heat signature around their body.
Yeah. But it's not just heat. It's like energy. It's like bioelectric. Like energy, like the Matrix. Like you're a battery. It's like, well, we're all producing electricity, and there's like a field, and you can like see your aura around your hands if you know how to like access your eyes and like focus on that field. Like I can see mine right now. And like you can do it.
How do you do that? Do a little lesson?
It's like you have to look at like in between your hand, but close enough to your fingers to where you can see like the waves, and just be patient because it'll show up. And then focus on the waves, but look past it like 1,000-yard stare, and there should be like an outline and maybe different colors on your hand. And that
I can't get past the hairy palms.
Yeah. but that's like your aura. That's like the electricity around your body. And that's what you told me about the Bigfoot. And I was like, you're like, yeah, I saw this thing, and I saw this, and I saw that. I saw this and this. And then the last thing I asked you, I was like, but did you feel it?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, like I felt something was around me in the hair on the back of your neck. It's like, because in Native American culture, they're like interdimensional, and they're able to like phase through it. So it's like...
That's interesting. That's exactly what Mahalski and I were feeling that night in Austin.
Yeah.
Weird shit coming up from the gutters.
Yeah, no, all this stuff. Like that's the space. They're uncanny. They live there. You can't see it, but you can sense it. But your brain tells you you're not seeing it, so you can't. But it's like breathing over your shoulder.
So do you feel like these cryptids, like skinwalkers or anything else? Do you feel like there's a space where like that's the same as like, I mean, because you see some of these like you're saying specters, like these like black like shadow
like phantom
beings.
Yeah.
And then like ghosts.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that shit's all like in the same realm?
Yeah.
Or do you think ghosts are like undead that are doing A, B, C, and D, and you think these other people, these other things are like demons?
I think they're all interdimensional. Yeah, it's like demons is like a common word for all that stuff, but it's like they're all interdimensional.
Yeah.
They're all like fallen beings. And that's the native culture too. It's like Christianity, it's like Arab, like Islamic. That's all basically the same thing. Because I went to Harvard for world religions too, so I was like, well, let's go to a super cosmopolitan place where they have
where?
Like a super cosmopolitan place where they have a lot of like open-minded thinkers from all over the world.
Right.
And like, if religion's important and if it's real, then it is important. It's like that's your eternal soul. That's like just forever.
Yeah.
Then like you should probably go understand what this is.
Yeah.
And so I went and got like full understanding in it to like kind of make sense of all the stuff I'd kind of figured out from my childhood and everything.
Yeah.
What was your conclusion with that?
It's the most obvious answer, but it's the last one that anyone wants to admit because it's so obvious. Yeah.
Which is what?
Well, there is a creator, and like that, all that stuff's real. If you do the work, with your whole heart, you'll find out who that is. And it's the person you don't want to think it is. It's funny, and so it's like. But the thing is, like I say, it's like an uncanny space. So it's like there's a mantis shrimp. Like humans have 3 rods and cones in their eyes, so we can see like 3.1 million colors, I think. But then a mantis shrimp is like an animal in the ocean.
Yeah.
Has 16 rods and cones, and it can see like all these different wavelengths of light that we can't see. So if we didn't have the technology to see that, we would have no idea all these other things exist just because we can't sense it. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean it's not there.
Right.
And so it's just like we only have 5 senses, and these things live outside those 5 senses, but you can feel it through the electricity in your system, in your body, and that's why you can feel when they're around. It's like an uncanny space that you can't, it's like uncanny valley. It's like, that's familiar, but something's off.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like looking at an IR fucking laser through a set of night vision. I mean, you can't see it with your naked eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But once you put more technology on, it's obviously there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's you. Like, do you think they all live there? It's like they all have the access to like shift phase in and out of that.
Yeah.
That's why people can see them and people can't see them. It's like they can choose to reveal themselves to you. And if they're choosing to reveal themselves to you, it's because they want to be acknowledged and they want something. Huh. And it's just like, you're not benevolent. Why are you showing yourself to me?
What do you mean
what
not
do you
benevolent?
Want? They're not. They take from you. They steal from you.
Oh, okay.
They're not there to help you.
They're not there to help you. And even if they do help you, it costs you something.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And so it's just like,
okay.
It's like a genie. So it's just like a skinwalker comes up to you. They're like, if the skinwalker's there, it's there to hurt you. It's not there to help you. Even if it appears in a form that's pleasant, it's like it's not.
So in your culture with the Kachinas and the ancient alien kind of theories, not to mention all the petroglyphs and
there's a whole bunch of stuff
and drawings and stuff, where does that kind of fit in the Navajo culture of like the skinwalkers, but then also the beings and gods from space that have helped create and educated the culture?
Yeah. So a lot of those things, they come down and they'll give you knowledge to help you advance. But then, like a universal law of magic or universal law of like galactic federation, if you're talking about like a sci-fi type of thing, it's like you don't help things that aren't in a position to have the responsibility to hold that help.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, it's like if you got a 4-year-old and you give him a loaded pistol, it's just like,
probably not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
But, and so it's just like, hey, they'll come down and they'll bless you by giving you something, but you're not able to hold it or handle it because you didn't do the work to get it on your own. It's unearned wisdom, and therefore you'll stumble and you'll fall. Mm-hmm. And so it creates like this lapse in true like spiritual growth, which everything bleeds into the spirit realm, into the physical. So it's spiritual first, then physical. And then what happens when you give something like that in a physical sense, when they haven't done the spiritual work to hold it, it creates like collapses and like rifts in society. And then things get worse and worse and worse, even though things get more advanced and more advanced. And so it's like the things that came down and gifted people things, they weren't supposed to do that because those people weren't ready for that. But they did that because they were able to take advantage of those people and use those people to conquer and do the bidding that they thought they wanted to do, when it was actually these guys are harvesting everything that's going on negatively. And so they're not they're malevolent. They're there to steal from you. And they feed off of your negativity, your spirit, the essence, all the bad stuff inside of you. Like the demons are like, it's like that's what they feed off of. They feed off that essence that is you.
So like, doing all that with, because this is super interesting. So all that, and then your studies with the world religions, how do you, how do those two worlds mesh? And like, how do you interpret the structure of those all things combined and working together?
Yeah.
Pull your mic out a little bit.
My mic?
Yeah. There you go.
Can we go bathroom first?
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
It only took me like 30 episodes to realize that I sounded like fucking Darth Vader on the fucking
or 300 comments.
Yeah.
We're better now, though.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back
with Brian Price.
What's up?
And man, we're kind of dug down a fucking rabbit hole. And dude, I can honestly talk about this shit for fucking hours, man. And I mean, personally, the shit that I watch on TV is shit like paranormal encounters and fucking crazy fucking Bigfoot shit.
Yeah, aliens, UFOs, dude, God, religion.
I've been watching this. Here's the rub right here. Here's the fucked up shit. There's this fucking show, and I'm gonna drop F-bombs. Sorry, I probably shouldn't. It's many. It's funny.
We're an hour in.
Dude, I went home yesterday and was like trying to explain some stuff to Gabby, and like every other word was an F-bomb. She's like, fucking. I'm like, sorry, I just got done with a podcast. But I've been watching this show called The Curse of Oak Island on the History Channel.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 10, 11 seasons now. And, dude, I watch it every Tuesday. I'm like, oh, bro.
Still haven't fucking found anything.
Still haven't found shit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I go to a different island, man.
Dude, and they find cool shit, and they keep going off on these tangents. They're like, now they're digging on lot 5, and they're digging them. They found some boulder, and I'm like, okay, motherfuckers. At some point, you guys got to throw me a bone.
Yeah, right.
Like, find something. Mm-hmm. And they keep going down these holes where they do these water tests. They're like, oh my God, the level of gold and silver in the water is off the charts, and like,
and it looks like gold slaughter.
Okay, yeah, I know. You're like, yeah, okay.
Did you watch the Skinwalker Ranch documentary?
I tried to. It was weird, man. I couldn't understand like what the.
I'm just not about dragging their fucking security guy. And I'm like, calm the fuck down, Captain 511.
Yeah.
He's like all blousing his boots and shit and walking around with a shotgun.
I like the story of it, but I'm just, it was it's like painful to sit through the storytelling.
Yeah, the better one is Blind Frog Ranch, which is also in New Mexico, and it's maybe only like 10, 15 miles away from Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, interesting.
And that one started off as a gold expedition and like mining because there's this massive underground cavernous stuff. But it's like Skinwalker Ranch, but less tacky.
Yeah,
but also in the same area.
I was the same way. I couldn't get into Skinwalker Ranch. It was like I've worked for the NSA and the CIA for this many years, and I just couldn't get. It didn't make any sense.
Well, the CIA declassifies a lot of that stuff. Like,
what's that?
There's a lot of this stuff we're talking about is like declassified. You just gotta find the files. It's like, like when you're gonna go on like government website and sift through like 90 years of declassified.
A fucking novel of bullshit.
It's like,
just to find some reference to Skinwalker. You're like,
Well, let's get into this, but I know our audience, because we were like, had that question at the end, and they're like, you motherfuckers are off topic.
But how it relates to, what was it again?
It was basically how, what you've learned about religions, and then what you know growing up with the Navajo
cryptids and shit.
Religions.
Oh,
yeah, and then all the cryptid stuff. Like how does it all play together?
Okay, so it all plays together basically. There is a creator, there is a God, like a true deidal form that created everything, and that creator is benevolent. And all the other cryptidy, creepy things are malevolent. And every single.
And do they all come from the same thing?
Yeah, it's all created by one universal thing. And basically, every religion has like their good guy and their bad guy.
Yeah.
Including the Native American religion.
So do you feel like all these things that are malevolent, do they come from, like, I mean, are they like fallen angels? Are they like
they're like fallen
demons
angels.
and like devils and
that kind of stuff. Yeah, like they're actually, what they do is they feed off your essence. And it's like, so I'm saying it's like the only reason this physical reality is like we're able to sense it is because we have the senses. So it's just like I'm talking into this mic. So when I speak, I take an in breath. And on the exhale, I position my lip, tongues, and teeth in a certain pattern and way to allow the air to escape and make a specific sound, like a p, like a plosive, like a p, right? That p, that plosive, that frequency travels out of my mouth, touches this, goes to all the cords, goes to all the stuff, goes to the cameras, comes back out as a frequency that is being translated through all these things into your ear, which your brain is then interpreting as sound.
Yeah.
So, like, we're still working through a system here. There's like a matrix system that we live in. So it's just like, imagine if you didn't have the feeling of touch, right? You couldn't feel sitting down. You couldn't feel your hand. Couldn't feel that, right? And so you would just feel like a disembodied thing.
Yeah.
But you'd be able to see your legs, but you couldn't touch them and feel them. I mean, you could touch them, but you couldn't feel them. Mm-hmm. So it's like the only reason that our bodies look like this is because our brain is interpreting all the vibrations and all the frequencies and all the patterns of things that are happening around us, and our brain is creating this reality.
Right.
So it's like, well, shit, fuck. Like, we saw people get like hurt in the war and stuff, and like, this pain's real. This is real. It's like, yeah, it is real, but it's real because your brain imagines it based off of the things around you.
Right.
So when you strip that
central nervous system.
Yeah. When you strip the five senses away, what does that leave you with? It's like there's an essence that is you. That's like your soul. It's like your spirit. Yeah. That thing lives forever. And they ever heard like we're all made in the image of God. It's like that spirit is the thing that's made in the image of God. It's not so much your physical body. It's the essence, the spirit that lives forever. And so if your frequency is lower because you're like depressed or you're sad or you're angry or you're in some sort of negative state, those malevolent cryptids and other fallen angels or fallen demons, whatever you want to call them, every religion has them. You know, one calls them jinn, one calls them demons. You know, it's just like there's all these different things, but they all do something. They all come after your children. They all come after your essence. They all come after,
what are they after?
They just feed off of you.
It's so like they're trying to steal your essence or steal your soul, steal your being.
So like am I getting this right? They feed off your negative energy, so that they try to create more negative energy in you.
Yeah, and so they try to create more negative energy in you. So you asked me on the break, what do all these other gods do? It's like if there's one overall arching creator, then what are all these other deical things? It's like they're lesser gods, but they're still gods. They still have power. And so sometimes what they do is what they did do is they came down and they said, hey, we're so-and-so. We're these beings. We feed off of you guys. We'll give you guys a bunch of really cool advanced stuff if you help us enslave everybody else, and then we can feed off everybody, and we'll help you guys be the rulers.
So you're talking about the aliens would come down and say this?
Like fallen angels, aliens, whatever you want to call them, like these malevolent things. You can call them aliens, you can call them angels. I mean, whoever's listening, it's all the same stuff. Every religion's got the exact same story, basically. At like its absolute core foundation. And so what they did was like, hey, we're going to come down and we're going to like help you conquer your enemies. We're going to help you do this. We're going to help you do whatever. But in doing so, they get to like kind of feed off of all the destruction that's happening. And so then it keeps the world in like this cyclical loop of like civilization collapsing, rebuilding, collapsing, rebuilding, collapsing, rebuilding, collapsing, rebuilding, wars, money, power, government.
So do you think all this shit has something to do with like thousands and thousands of centuries ago? I mean, even stupid, simple shit is, well, I would say simple, like building of the pyramids.
Yeah.
You think some of this shit comes down as like, hey, I will teach you how to build this
Yeah, well, there's like lots, like in like almost all religious texts, there's some sort of thing coming down and helping advance society in some way.
Right.
But again, like I said, not just universal laws of like magic, but the universal laws in like sci-fi novels with like the Galactic Federation. It's just like you're not supposed to give things to people who haven't earned it yet. So it's like if you give someone unearned wisdom, then they didn't earn it. They don't know how to like respect it. They don't know how to hold it.
They don't know how to use the tool you give them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like giving a 4-year-old a rifle. It's just like without any gun training or anything. It's just like that, you're giving that person a lot of power, and they haven't gone through the training. A lot of responsibility. Yeah, and it's just like I'm not saying anything bad's gonna happen, but you've opened up a doorway to a lot of bad things potentially happening.
Yeah,
and it's like in human nature, being in survival mode, you're gonna go with doing what you got to do, and getting what you want to get. And especially when you have these things telling you that, like, oh no, like that thing doesn't last forever. That's not even the essence. That's not even a thing. So and then people want to sell out for their life, and then they'll work with these things for their life, but then on the back end they lose their soul. So it's just that's
kind of fucking weird, because now that you say that, it prompted some weird things.
Well, what's that?
In my mind, because I remember there's a good friend of ours. I won't say his name, but he went to a medium, like a, I don't know, and there's people that do this shit.
I know.
And it's weird because my wife has actually went to another lady, not the same medium, and this lady's actually told her stuff about, my wife's brother was in the 82nd Airborne and was killed in a training accident in 1994. And she literally told Gabby, like she didn't really know anything about Gabby's brother, but she was like, "Hey, I see." She goes, like she pulls Gabby aside. She's like, "Hey, I see someone following you."
That's a familiar.
And like Gabby's like, but Gabby knows, and it's her friend's mom, and she's like, "Oh, okay. Like what do you mean you see somebody following me?" She goes, "I see. There's someone that's like your guardian angel or somebody who's like protecting you." And then she starts giving these cues about like, yeah, he's in a uniform, he was some kind of blah 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 blah. And then Gabby's like, well, my brother was killed. And she goes, wow. And she starts talking about how this guy is essentially protecting like our sons, because Ethan and Gavin, their namesake is Gabby's brother. But where I'm going with this is there's a friend of ours whose son was killed, and he told me this. He said he went to a medium, and this lady was talking to him, and she specifically said if he didn't die the way he died, he would have died in this other way. So like his fate, his I guess it's his fate or his
path.
His path had already been determined. And was like, hey, like, were you guys planning to? She was like, hey, were you guys planning to go to a range, like a shooting range? And this guy is like, yeah, I just bought him. And she goes, hey, I have a picture in my mind. She basically drew out the gun that he had bought for his son.
Whoa. And
she goes, yeah, if he hadn't died, he basically was hit by a car. She goes, if he hadn't died like that,
I know you're talking about.
She goes, if he hadn't died this way, when you guys went to the range, something would have happened and there would have been an accident. And he would have died then.
Wow.
So I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, name wise. I say it, but I know about. That's so in any sort of medium. It's what's called a familiar. Now you can have like angels, if you want to call them that like do help and protect you. But if other people are coming up and like saying some sort of prophetic word off of you, and they're hearing that from some sort of spirit, that's a familiar.
Okay.
So it's malevolent. So what the familiar's job is that they attach to you through some sort of trauma, like a brother dying or a son dying.
Yeah.
And that's a really like deep soul level wound. And so it's an easy access point for something to kind of like leech onto. And what it does as a familiar is it watches you, and it'll just watch you your whole life. So when you go to a medium and they're like, when you were a little boy, did you eat macaroni and cheese on a Tuesday on this day before your dad died. And you're like, holy shit, how does this woman know that? The familiar, the demon is telling her because it's been watching you. And so
how do they speak through these mediums? Do these mediums just have like a heightened sense of...
They're like witches or warlocks. They have the ability to converse with spirits or cryptids.
Is that something that's learned, or is that something you're born with, or is that
sometimes
both?
Sometimes you're born with it.
Okay.
Yeah, or sometimes it's a gifting from the dark because then you're like, oh, I got superpowers. Oh, I'm gonna go like prophetically speak over all these people because I can see their dead loved ones. It's like that's a demon. Yeah. You're now talking to this person about what their life is, and now you're like, it pulls you further away from the actual truth of the reality that we live in, and it makes you believe, well, maybe this person's got something. Maybe it makes you doubt. It fills you with doubt. And all you need is a little bit of doubt to like really slippery slope off into something, especially if it's an emotional soul wound like that. So those are familiars.
Well, there's the malevolent one with Bledsoe. I don't know if you guys know him. I just listened to him on a podcast last night. And Bledsoe had seen these orbs. First, he claimed that he was taken. He thought he was gone for like 20 minutes, but he was gone for like...
The quarterback, Bledsoe?
No. He's this older guy. He's working with NASA and the CIA right now.
Okay.
Disappeared, but because he had contact with them, he can literally now, like... And he's done this. It's all over. He has an Instagram. But he can pull orbs like straight out of the sky. And he thinks to him, and he has this communication level.
Yeah, you're able to do that.
One of the lead NASA scientists showed up at his house one day with this piece of metal, and handed him one. He said it looked like tinfoil, and he like grabbed it, and he's looking at it, and he's like, "Oh, that's interesting." And then he handed him another one, and then Bledsoe grabbed it and like started like doing this, like he was almost like licking a fucking car battery, and he's like, "Now I know you're not full of shit." And he's like, "Why you?" And so now NASA and the CIA are working with him pretty heavily as far as like communication. And then another part of that came up is talking about these UAPs or the UFOs. A lot of them are steered, flown, or driven with consciousness. And so now they're having him put his hands on what they say is kind of like this device in order to like steer these vehicles that we have from wreckage or whatever that may be, and the thing's like lighting up, but it doesn't light up with hardly anybody, but it does light up with Bledsoe.
So he's
and
like driving this thing with his mind.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things too. A lot of it's like they trace bloodlines and stuff as well. Like like they'll trace bloodlines from like if you're talking about like religion, like Nephilim, the bloodlines of the fallen angels and mixing in, they'll trace that stuff and like they'll get passed down for certain things. So there was like a podcast, like I forgot what it was called, like Confessionals podcast or something, but they had like an ex-witch doctor, Jesuit, somebody on there. And he was saying like, yeah, you have to have a certain bloodline. And it's like they put you in like a tub and there's like a lizard here and a lizard there. And there's like a little seance around and they take half your blood out your body. And they do that while you're doing this like seance and you're on ice. And then you die. And then you go into hell and you talk to like Apollyon. And
what's Apollyon? Just
it's like an ancient like demonic god, yeah. And then when you're done talking, you come back to your body and they pump your blood full and you're okay and you can go back around your day. Oh, what'd they say the next agenda is, and then like they'll kind of play that out from that person that was sent to hell. So but you can only do those type of advanced rituals if you're part of a specific bloodline that has to do it. So sometimes it's a bloodline thing. Sometimes it's a thing that can be gifted upon someone from like the benevolent, overall seeing God, the true one, or it could be something that's gifted you from something that's malevolent to make you feel like you have something and you can give back to society or back to whoever, but then you're still working for a dark agenda that's underneath everything.
So are any of these familiars or people that are or entities that are attached to people, are any of them good, or are they all at least variations of demons and bad stuff?
There's like variations of demons and bad stuff.
But there's no like good.
They'll help you, but it's gonna cost you.
What about like a guardian angel thing? Is that
there's
a real
like guardian
thing
angels?
too?
Yeah, there's good things too.
Oh, so there are good ones. That
There's good ones too. Yeah, like people have good ones like around them and on them, and like when you like pray, even not just like Christianity because we're in Western religion, but like you meditate, pray, whatever. It's like. Yeah. It's all a way to stuff, kind of, same type of stuff.
So here's a weird thing. If they're always watching you, are they like watching you and you're like...
Always.
They don't have like some rule. They have to like turn their back or something.
Don't check my browser history.
I'm thinking about that shit, dude. You're like, man, this thing's watching me. Like, you know,
like turn your back, motherfucker.
Like, fuck,
relax,
man. I'm trying to watch some tranny porn, like, or like
tranny porn.
You know. So no, that's obviously I'm trying to get off on a funny note there, but dude, these mediums.
Yeah.
Do you feel like? Obviously, there's probably scammers and there's people who probably know shit. Like I know this one lady who's said stuff to my wife.
Yeah.
Like she's told her shit that they're like.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't know that. She's hearing that.
She's
from
just
something
is telling her this stuff.
And she's in touch with those things. Okay. Yeah. So it's like if it's like stuff like that.
But she's able to hear it, so that she obviously has some type of.
Well, yeah. I think there's a lot of scammers, but there's also like a lot of like legitimately legit ones.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time I was on Instagram. This was like 6 months ago, and I was like, I know witchcraft when I see it, and so I was like, are you a Nordic? Which is like a type of like fallen deity thing.
It's not like a Viking.
Yeah, it's a different thing. And I went to sleep, and I heard in my head, "I'll show you," and I was like, "What the fuck is that? No way, no." And so I went to sleep, and then at like 3 a.m, this chick her essence is like in my room. From the Instagram video,
like hot dog,
and she's like, I'll show you. I was like, fuck, she's for real. Like she actually was like a witch, or like
I thought you were going to say like, you got like a dick pic or something.
No, it was like
I'll show you. Like,
and she like actually like 3 a.m, like her essence, not like physical body, but like
she presented herself to you.
Yeah, and it was like, I'll show you. And it was like
it wasn't like you weren't dreaming it. It was like in your room.
Yeah, it was in the room in the uncanny space.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't physically see it, but you could like see it.
That's so fucking
what
crazy.
I mean? And I was like, holy shit! And I wrote in the thing, and I was like, I got my answer. Like I rebuke you.
Damn.
And like be able to leave. But I was like, holy shit! So there's like legitimate people, and I grew up with people like that. Like I know that. And it's like, well, how do you know about the familiars? It's like because I know like witch doctors in my family that like know secret shit, and it's just like you don't know that, you're asking the familiar.
So do you feel like you're more susceptible or able to see? Like able to call things out,
yeah,
because you've seen it more.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see some fucked up shit, I'm like, that's fucking AI.
No, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
That's fucking crazy.
This whole reality is blind with it.
So we've got my wife's big into horses, and there's this woman.
I like turtles.
It's gonna come back. It's gonna relate.
I know you're going with the horse thing.
So she's had two, mediums come in and talk to the animals. One of them was pretty much bullshit. It's like, your horse's favorite color is blue. Like, oh sure it is, right? Yeah. But the other one was saying some shit that like there's no way like the horse witnessed somebody steal something. And then told somebody about it, and sure as shit.
That's because
it's pretty wild.
Remember, look your hand at field. If you can practice it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. You can connect that field with the horse's field, and then you talk through there. It's like, how do you know that? It's like, because I grew up herding sheep, and I can talk to animals. So like, what? Like Ace Ventura or Dr. Dolittle? No. Like Native American.
Crocodile Dundee.
Like, how do you think like Native Americans will just like walk out like into the forest and like a bird comes and lands? It's like they call the bird in. It's like how? It's like because we're in tune with that aura, and we know how to touch the aura of the animal. And you don't push the animal, but you open yourself up and you let the animal come to you.
Caw-caw!
Yeah. There you go.
The flying dick's gonna land on your arm.
Shit.
And so it's like as soon as you brought up horses, I was like, I know what you're talking about before you said it, because horses are used in like equine therapy for like mental health and stuff. It's because they know how to open up their kinesthetic field with a human and kind of like nuzzle and hold the human, just like a service dog knows how to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This lady also, she can talk to them because
she also talks to a bunch of different animals. So my question to her was like, where do you draw the line? Like, can you talk to an ant? Can you talk to an amoeba? Like, where does it, like, because she talks to dogs and all this other shit. And I was like, well, apparently the answer is like, she can talk to them. They just don't have a lot to say. I was like, that fucking makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's pretty legit. Like, but we're like, dude, get her to come like read our animals and stuff. She's like, she doesn't read house pets though, because they just they see shit that they shouldn't see. She just doesn't want to fucking get involved.
There's like that joke too, where the person's like, "And I can talk to the sheep." Like, that goddamn sheep's full of shit.
Yeah, you can do it, man.
Like, why does your dog love peanut butter? Like, that son of a bitch is lying.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff, though, man.
One of the questions I had was this deal that your mom made. A, did the deal kind of come to fruition, and then B, how did the divorce, I guess, happen between the entity and your mom's request?
Oh yeah, well, just like a string of bad luck, basically, happened in my life. And how do we get away from it? Well, like, I mean, I found the true God, and I was like, "Hey, can you take care of this, please?"
Oh yeah,
yeah. Came in and wiped it out. Like broke the bond there.
He was telling that story on the break. It was fucking pretty wild.
Yeah, man.
Did I miss that shit?
I think you did.
God damn it!
You're on the phone.
Yeah, so like
It'll be on Patreon.
Yeah.
Plug.
But the peanut butter. No, that's good. So like with the thing, it's like when I got back from the war, I was like super depressed. Just like 140.
When you came back from your first deployment, Afghanistan?
Well, when I got like out of the Navy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because after you come back from Afghanistan, you just pop right back in the workup and you kind of keep going. But like what really hit me like a ton of bricks was when I got out of the military.
Yeah.
And I moved to New York, and I was like, bruh.
Is this after Transformers?
That was after Transformers.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, I remember like a car backfired, and I like dropped to the ground and like pulled the chick with me, and I was like, oh wait, that's not an ID, that's just a backfired taxi driver. So I was like super on edge and like just having like a lot of like depression and things like that. And then I was working in acting, which was helping. We'll get to that in a second, but I was like super duper angry at like the whole situation of the war and just the whole situation, because you go over there and you're like, there's no fucking God, there's no way, like there's no way, like all this stupid shit was happening down here, and like he's just hanging out watching. It's like there is nothing good. It's just a bunch of psychopathic weirdos who use religion to do stuff. There's definitely evil, but it's just psychopathic people in survival mode. There is no God. So I basically became sort of like an atheist.
So did I.
Yeah. And then I was like, man, I'm super depressed, and I went home to Arizona. And I was like, yeah, why not? And I was
to
like,
the reservation.
Hey, yeah, the reservation. I was like, hey, can we do a ceremony? Because like I'm super depressed lately, and it was just something we can all like connect together with and do together. So I didn't really pay no mind to it, even though I knew about stuff.
Yeah.
And so
who'd you ask? For, like your mom?
Well, I asked my mom, and then she linked me up with my uncle and a few other people, and we like put all like the sigil stuff on the ground. And put all like
what stuff on the ground?
Like sigil type stuff, like
writing, like symbols and stuff,
like runes, symbols,
okay.
Like a thing on the ground with like an arrowhead here and this here, and like a certain smoke and a certain thing you have to take and a certain thing you have to pray to in a certain way. Okay. And I'm like playing the game.
So people know that stuff. They were doing it.
Oh yeah. It was like a legitimate.
This ain't something that I could replicate today.
Oh no, like any like legitimate like sort of like any. Like legitimate things like that. Like it's not just you can, go like skin a kitty cat and be like, please help me. It's like there's like a sequence. There's like an intense sequence of things you have to do. It's really advanced. And so we did that, and then the spirit came, and I was like, oh okay, well, who gives a shit? It's like we he can help us not be depressed, and so we like squeezed it into like a black obsidian arrowhead, and they're like, take this with you, it'll give you good luck. And I was like, okay. And so I put it in my pocket, and when I had it with me, I was like, oh, happy. But then I started getting like super bad hauntings, and I had like sleep paralysis, and there'd be like clawing at my stomach, and I'm like, I can't move, and like eating my intestines and stuff, and then I'd wake up and there'd be like scratch marks on my stomach in like real life after the dream, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is not good. This is not good at all. Okay, well, we'll be fine. And then the hauntings just started getting weirder and weirder. And like one time, they grabbed me by the foot and they pulled me like 18 inches across the bed. And I was like, son of a bitch, these things are coming to get me. I like rejected God because I was mad. And now like I asked this thing for a favor and it's here to get me. And so I was like super scared and super nervous.
And this is when you're back in New York?
Yeah. Okay. And then one of them like went through the veil and appeared in front of me. And like I like lost my shit. It was like, if you ever see that movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, you know, at the end that like sheet of glass hits that dude. Yeah. Like, those like specters come out of the concrete.
Oh, like those black things.
And like pull them down. Those are specters. Yeah. And like pull them to hell. I was like, dude, that's what they're going to do to me. And then it appeared in front of me. It was like a Baphomet-looking goat thing. It had curly-looking horns.
Whoa.
It was cloaked in smoke, just like the Balrog from Lord of the Rings. And it had sharp teeth. And it was like floating right above over here. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I lost it. It was like 140 combat ops in the war. I was like, good to go. No big deal.
Yeah.
But that thing freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, I would think so.
And I like started screaming and yelling. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And so I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, the demons are here to get me. They're here to get me. I went to the reservation because my dad's a Christian. And I was like, what do I do? And he's like, I'll call the pastor or whatever, so-and-so. And we prayed. And I was like, if there's a God, please come get me. Please come help me. Please come help me. Please come help me. If there's a God, please come help me. And like God showed up. And I was like, oh, what's up? And he drove it out, cut all the ties from all that stuff.
Can you describe how because we talked about it a little bit on the break, but can you go into detail how that worked? Like, were you laying in bed doing this? Were you standing up? Like, how did that? And then how did it appear? Like in front of you, behind you?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it was like a lot of different things that happened over time. It's like there was times in my life, even the war too, where like God would like kind of intervene with me. Like I remember one time we were doing this like night target. I mean, LT ATVs, and we were sneaking in, and I was the JTAC, and they're like, "Hey, there's like an ID on one of the roads," and we're like, "Okay." So I'm looking at the map, and I'm like, "Bobby, stop!" He's like, "What?" I was like, "Fucking stop. We're in ID or something. We gotta get off the road." He's like, "What are you talking about? There was no IDs reported." I was like, "Yes, there is. They're here. Like, just get off the road." And then the next day, the EOD went by to clear it, and like 3 foot in front of where we stopped, there was a fucking like 2,000-pound whatever the hell.
Holy shit!
And I was like, I knew that was there, and it was like literally, God was like, "Stop!" And I was like, "Stop, Bobby, stop!" He's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Just stop." And it was like things like that would happen, and there was just a long line of those things. So like with the curse that was placed on me before I was born, when I was sold to the demon as a baby, before I was even a baby, I was also given like protection. So I was marked for protection. And so I had divine protection from things. And so it's like, what if you had divine protection? Why were you getting haunted? Because I was so angry to actually seek protection from the true God that I was like, okay, well, that's just not real. Because it's only evil stuff that I've seen. And if he was actually good, then he would have helped in the war, but he didn't. Everyone's fucking dead. So I'm going to go, play voodoo mistress or whatever the hell with my family just to connect and, do some cool tribal ceremonial shit together and like get back to our roots. Cause like, I'm going to go home and like feel good about being home. And like, what's more home than like doing traditional shit?
Yeah.
And so, so then that happened. And so, where's the story at? And so,
Christ came to you.
Yeah.
And was like casted the
Yeah. So then it was a few times before that. So there was a few things that had happened up to that point. I remember someone was praying with me and they were like, "Oh, I have like the gift of prayer." And I'm like, "Okay, the gift of prayer, really?" And I'm just like, fucking idiots. So yeah, sure. You can pray for me. Yeah, sure. More fairy dust, And I remember she was sitting in the bed. She's like, "Come sit next to me." And I was like, "Okay." And I sat down next to her. So she's here and I'm here. And as she's praying, I literally feel someone's hand come and touch me and the bed sinks. And I was like, and it was like Jesus was right here. And I was like, bruh. But it wasn't like.
You called him bruh.
Here. Yeah. But it was like in that uncanny space.
Yeah.
But I still felt a physical hand do that. And I felt the bed physically sink and there was a divot in the bed while she's like using her gift. And I'm like, what?
Maybe she's not full of shit.
Yeah. And then I was like, there's a thing there maybe. And then I just still was like struggling with like conviction and like struggling with PTSD from the war. just from like just being depressed. I mean, you guys know, we just feel shitty sometimes after all that stuff.
No,
never. And so then like, so things like that happened over a few years until they finally, like, Jesus actually showed up, and it was just like the figure, but it wasn't, but it was uncanny. It was like a vision. It wasn't like drinking. It wasn't doing no like drugs or messing around, and it wasn't like visibly awake. It was like in a vision space.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I immediately knew who it was. Immediately. And I curled up in a ball and I couldn't look at him because I was too ashamed for like everything I ever did. And I immediately knew. And he's like, Brian, look at me. And I was like, I can't look at you. I can't. And I was like all curled up in a ball, like fetal position. And I was like, I can't look at you. Like I messed too much stuff up. Because everything I ever did, I knew was wrong because I knew he was right. And he said, I always loved you. I was always here for you, and I need you to get well. And I said, okay. And the very next day I went to the VA, and I was like, hey, can I start going to therapy and stuff? And can I, like, is there like a Christian group or something that I can, like, I think I had an experience, but I'm not really sure. And they're like, yeah, okay. And so from there, it was like another 3 or 4 years until, like, I actually ended up getting, like, saved.
Like baptized and stuff?
Yeah, like baptized and stuff.
Okay.
Well, I want to get baptized still. That's something I'm going to do on the docket. But like, well, because it just takes time to figure out, you know. So it's just like a lot of stuff happened up to that point, and then I was like, well, I studied physics at Columbia in New York the first year because I had to wait a year to audition for the acting program. And so during that first year, it was like Johnny Kim was Mr. Like, Johnny Kim, he's the coolest, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, this new astronaut. And I was like, dude, I want to study space too. That's sick. And so I started doing like astrophysics and physics stuff at Columbia. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I started understanding all the dimensions and all the stuff. And at the same time I was doing that was the same time like this kind of stuff was happening. And so I was like able to kind of like understand the physical reality that we lived in based off what we discovered so far. And then mathematically kind of like decide that against what this Jesus guy was supposed to talk about, against like the study of the other religions that I was also doing. And I kind of just pieced everything together over like a 10-year period. And I was like, okay, every single thing points to that there is one answer here. And it's the answer that everyone's too upset to admit, you know, including myself at a point in time. So it's not like a judgment on nobody. So that's what happened. And so it's been kind of a crazy journey.
Yeah, I mean we've surprisingly talked quite a bit about God on most of the shows that we have, whether it's, you know, call it fate, universe, God, Jesus, whatever. But it's become a common theme, and especially we got into pretty deep on Mike Mihalski's episode.
Yeah,
because his trajectory is very similar to mine, which is similar to most of the guys we've talked with.
Yeah.
It's like we're very like materialistic, meaning Mike put it a good way. Materialistic meaning it can't be, you know, weighed and measured, then, you know, it doesn't exist. Right?
Yeah, we're like logical people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but he came to believe in God the same way that I did, where this is mathematical, where like, dude, what are the odds of these random things happening so perfectly intertwined to map out this path, right?
Yeah.
And the odds are so astronomically insane that the only logical choice is that there's something else at play, whether it's the God, universe, you know, fate, whatever you want to call it, but something else is happening here. And that's how I came to believe in God is through that process. Mike was the same way. But yeah, it's funny how like we end up talking about this like quite a bit, not intentionally. It just always comes up.
Like I say, it's the uncanny. It's that space you can't see and feel, but it's there.
So do you feel like you're more susceptible for these messages or any whatever it is, hauntings, you know, all these things because of what you've seen and your lineage and your bloodline? Do you think you're more susceptible to all these things?
I think so, yeah.
Like once you see one thing, do you feel like it makes you more susceptible each time? Like, I mean, like...
Well, it's hard to explain.
I can't even explain.
It's like a space I've learned how to access. It's like I said, it's just like... some people call it a gift, some people don't. But like I have the ability to kind of like see see into spirit space.
Right.
It's called like a seer.
And you feel like...
And so I can like kind of like almost like put on glasses and like kind of see through things. And like the way the spirit realm works, it's not a place like above us or below us. It's like overlaid onto the physical reality we're on right now.
Yeah.
And so
it's like all around us.
Yeah. So the dimensional overlays all overlap into one plane, although they're different planes in like the physical sense, but they're all here right now.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I know how to kind of like look into that. And so like you can see things in there.
Do you think that the ceremonial psychedelics can help you access that as well?
Yeah.
To kind of get
psychedelics,
past
you got to be careful about that. Like that's a super helpful tool, I think.
Yeah.
It's helped a lot of guys. I've done it before. It's been helpful to me at times. But I don't think it's the answer for sure. Definitely not the answer. But it's definitely like a tool, and they're doing a lot more research on it, so it should be helpful for guys. But there's a way to do it. It's like at the same time that you're doing that, you're offering your body up as a living sacrifice to go along wherever this frequency or vibrational deity that takes place through the medicine is going to take you. And if you're under that place, and it's not a commission from a true God, and it's a place of like vulnerability and hurt, then you're just looking for an answer. Yeah. And anything can tell you an answer in there. And that's where you get like the my truths. And it's just like, look, your perspective may be different than my perspective. So what you're seeing is true for you, and what I'm seeing is true for you. But you need to see it from like God's perspective of what the problem actually is. And that's where true wisdom lies. It's like that movie, what's it with Moses? The cartoon, Prince of Egypt.
Oh.
It's like there's a song there, like Through Heaven's Eyes. And it's like the Jethro, I think. He sings it. And it's the lyrics or something, like paraphrasing here. It's like a single thread in a tapestry can never see how brightly it shines unless he looks through heaven's eyes. Because he's like kind of too close in the mix with everybody else to really see like where he lies in the grand scheme of the entire tapestry. And so that's like you were saying, like mathematically everything makes sense, but we can only see it through a third dimensional lens from the present. So it's like we can think into the future and travel to the fourth dimension by thinking in the future, thinking the past fourth dimensionally. We can move along the thought timeline, but we can only physically be in the present. And so that's where you get like other things like, oh, I can manifest, I can change my future, I can do this, I can do that, I can, correct the past by fixing this, because it's all sort of overlaid and connected together in a grid system. But at the same time, there's really only so much you can do from that position, and things are already kind of laid out. Oh, here we go.
Thanks, Jamie.
Just look at your life. Look at your life through heaven's eyes. Yeah. So it's just like you kind of have to look at it like that. And I was telling you like the odds. I was like, okay, so the odds. All the religions say like this, and this, and then all the evidence says this, and this. And then you look at the actual numbers and the odds logically. It's like the fact that like God isn't real and isn't who God says he is 1 times 10 to the 151st power, I think.
The odds of him not being who he says he is.
Not being who he says he is, mathematically. And so there's 1 billion is 9 zeros. So there's still another 142 zeros after that billion that are against this guy not being the guy.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm going to go with the numbers. This is the guy. And then he shows up and you're like, oh, what's up? You are the guy.
Which...
Shit, sorry for all the stuff I did, man.
That's kind of fucking weird. Like when you were telling
Can you take care of these guys? They're mean.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not trying to suck your dick or anything. Not yet. But like when you said, I'm not a super religious person. Like I grew up in a, very, like we went to church, like a Church of Christ.
Yeah.
And I've always questioned religion because I feel it's super.
Religion's man.
It's like
interpretation.
It's been hindered or manipulated by man for so long.
Religion's man-made.
And I've always questioned that. I'm like, dude, I don't feel like I need to go to church to prove to other people that I believe in God.
Yeah.
I feel like if you just be a good person and do what you feel is right, like putting the toilet paper back when you run out.
That's important.
Let's do the
or
right
like your
thing.
shopping cart. Put your shopping cart back.
Put your shopping cart back. But it's really weird. Like when you were just talking about when you were sitting on the bed and like you said you felt a hand.
Yeah, it was.
And he said, "I've always loved you and I've always been here." Dude, I got like a weird fucking like spidey senses, like goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah,
Which,
he's real, man.
To me, I was like, well, of course he would say that. But it's just kind of weird. I don't know. To me, maybe I'm like spinning around on some weird tangent, but that just seemed really like weird.
Maybe you're next. You need to have that convo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but no, it's just kind of crazy. And like me personally, whenever I talk to, and I didn't know you were this deep either, Brian. Like,
oh yeah, no,
we were
dude,
going down like we've gone down a rabbit. We haven't even got into the whole acting part.
Oh man, we're having a good
what
time.
I thought we were gonna, what we were coming down to the show to do. Like, I know we were going to talk about, specters and cryptids and skinwalkers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I kind of like the creepies though.
Cryptids.
Yeah, the cryptids.
But, I don't know where I was going with this. It's just super crazy. But the fact that you've come from these like bloodlines and seen things and been a participant in these rituals, and the fact that like you're saying, like your mom not essentially made a deal with the devil, but made a deal with certain things. You know what I mean?
She told me. She said sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks, Mom. I'll hug it out.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that I've had, I've had these weird. I've always had these questions about things like that, and then of course.
Well, what questions do you have now?
Of course, like things like when my wife is talking to these mediums and stuff.
Those are familiars. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that these things exist, it blows my mind. And actually, it's like one of those things where like Gabby's like, "Oh, you need to go talk to her," and I'm like, "Dude," I don't know, man. I feel like it was just like kind of fucking make my entire fucking head explode.
Well, you don't need anybody else to talk to God for you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's like, who would you have dinner with? Like if there was something online. It was like if you could spend 5 minutes with anybody, who'd you spend it with? And someone was like, I'd spend it with Jesus. And he's like, you can do that at any time.
Yeah.
You don't gotta let So it's just like if you're like, I'm gonna go talk to some medium to figure some things out. It's just like you can do that yourself.
Yeah.
And you can like kind of cut out the demonic middleman.
Yeah.
Get
off your phone, Karen, when you're at the dinner table and just talk to him.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but it is pretty crazy. Like just some of your experiences in. Oh
yeah, this is like the G-rated show version, man. This is the mother wild.
So do you feel like
like some pretty creepy stuff?
Do you feel like some of this stuff is a direct result of Native American?
I think it opens you up to
lineage.
It, yeah. I think a lot of it opens up to it. Yeah, it's like because it's like they can take advantage of humanity so easily is because no one knows they exist.
Yeah,
but I know they exist, and I can I see you, and they don't like that, and so they kind of like pick on you. But because I'm also like kind of picked on, I'm also like extra protected. So I literally have like a soul mark. I'm like marked for protection.
Yeah.
Have you ever been walking around and seen somebody like you're something?
Yeah. Yeah.
How'd that go?
I just it's funny. Okay, so
like these things reveal themselves as like regular people and just
they can be regular people,
out in public, just
like there's it's like one time I was walking and I was like, what? And I turned around and looked. And I was like,
"You're James Cameron."
Yeah. And I looked, and I was like, what's up? And it looked at me and was like, and it like knew that I knew, and I was like, "You're a fucking demon, and you're just walking around."
Wow.
And people have no clue, but they knew that I knew, and I knew that it knew, and it was kind of like this. You know who I work for? I know who you work for. Go about your ways. And we kind of just
shit. Wow.
Yeah, but you I can access and sink into that stuff.
That's crazy.
So if you
but
it's close,
it's not like something I'm not supposed to do it. It's like if you do that, you're opening a door without a commission to do so. And so it's like I didn't know that when this was happening, and so I opened myself up to a lot of things. I'm like, I can recognize this. Let me go see what's up. It's like, well, now you're engaging in conversation with it.
Yeah.
And then that is an invitation. and now it's going to fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like if you have no idea.
It's like a Ouija board.
Yes.
Like not signing off before. Or...
Yeah. Like first, don't fuck with those things at all.
It's probably part of the same process why they say don't mention skinwalkers like in Native American culture because they will come.
Yeah. And like the Appalachians too. They're like if you hear like your name being called out in the middle of the night in the Appalachians and you're camping, do not respond to it. Yeah. It's like because then you're engaging in a dialogue with it, which is an invitation to let it continue to haunt you. And so it's just like I didn't know like all the kind of like the rules of this. I just knew how to identify it and play with it a little bit. But I never like focused on like developing the skills. I was only like, well, this is just something I know how to do, and like I'll use it to help people if I can.
Dude, that's some weird shit too. Like you see some of those videos of like, and I know a lot of it is like bullshit.
Yeah.
But you see like these mimics.
Yeah.
And people are like video and they're like out in the friggin' middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I know you can
some creepy shit
dump
out there,
some shit with sound, but dude, it looks so real, and people are like, "Help me!"
Yeah, no, that shit's.
And you're like, "What the fuck?"
That's
and
the
the dude's like, "Hey, hello, is somebody down there?" And then they start engaging, and then like weird. All of a sudden, like it's like down a freaking pit or something. And they're like, "Help me!" They're like,
no, sorry, you're on your own.
Like, what do they want you to do? Like, crawl down the hole?
Well, I mean, probably all kinds of stuff. I mean, like I said, they don't have to have you crawl down the hole for you attached to them. It's like you respond to it, and it's an invitation to talk with it, which means it can haunt you now. And now it's clawing onto you. Like, most people have, like leeches, like hundreds of little leeches on their spirit. And you just...
shit.
Yeah, like everybody, like a lot of people.
Wow.
They just walk around with them. They're not aware of them. So unless someone's like, oh, I'm fucking triggered, it's like you're acting... Like, you know, when you get triggered by something, like someone throws a fit or something, and it's just like, the guy's acting like a fucking child. Why is he doing that? It's like, because he is a child. It's like, you're triggering...
That thing that's leached onto you is
it's
manipulating your soul.
Yeah, like this guy is upset because, like, I don't know, I drank the last of his JMO. And now he, like, gets triggered. And so, like, when he was 21, someone drank the rest of his JMO, and then, like, something bad happened, and he, like, had, a root of bitterness there, and there was unforgiveness there. And then... when you get triggered, you kind of go back to the age that you were triggered. And so the reason you go back to the age that this guy's triggered and he kind of loses it is because it's like that demon, he never forgot or forgave that wound. It became a root of bitterness, and now a demon sits there.
Do you think that's how, like deja vu and shit works?
I don't know how deja vu works. I don't know.
Not the strip club.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I've heard that deja vu is kind of how you know you're on the right path.
I heard that too, but I'm not sure.
I've noticed that in my own little... things where
like you're seeing things that you feel like you've seen before, whether it be, and here's another thing too, do you believe in like reincarnation and like other lives? Is that shit real?
I've heard things like that.
Was I Joan of Arc in a previous life?
I've heard that there's like genetic memory's been proven.
Does anybody else have to go to the bathroom?
Oh yeah, I have to go.
Okay, we're gonna take a break because I'd love to come back to that. That'd be awesome. Perfect.
We're in. So what we were saying before is the whole reincarnation thing. Do you feel like has validity? Because obviously, if your soul continues to live, even though it's not, well, I guess it is living. It's not living tissue, but if your soul continues to exist, I mean, where the fuck does it migrate to? Or is this purgatory? Is that purgatory, and then at some point... you're waiting for the rapture to ascend into heaven?
Yeah. So,
if that's even...
Yeah, so it's just like...
how it all works?
Yeah, the soul lives forever. Like, I personally don't believe in reincarnation. And, like, from what I've found, reincarnation isn't true. From all the world religious stuff. And
so you just get one life?
Yeah, you just get, like, one life. But it's an eternal life. You know, because they admit this isn't life. This is just... frequencies and
one physical,
one spin around the earth.
Yeah. So basically, like, it's like because the thing that's made in the image of God isn't the physical; it's the spirit.
Yeah,
that's the thing that lives forever.
So then, what in your opinion, like, what do you feel like? What is a physical being? Is that a test?
Yeah, kind of.
Are we sent here to like learn shit and like progress and move on?
It's sort of like. I don't know all the answers to these questions.
And what's the purpose?
Oh, we don't either. We're just...
And where do babies come from?
Like, I know some of this stuff, but, like, some of these things, it's like, you got to take a leap of faith because there's no way we could understand it. It's just like, because, like I said, doing the astrophysics at Columbia, my first year. Like with our 5 senses, we're at our peak and maximum discovery as a human species. If we make it to the year like 1 million, like we're only going to be able to see like 6 or 8% of the universe. So there's 92% of the known universe that we can't even comprehend, even if we were at the year like 1 million and we're like Star Wars level advanced. Mm-hmm. It's just because our bodies can't sense it. We don't have the sensatory tools to do it.
The bandwidth.
Yeah, we just don't have it. Just like we can't see what that mantis shrimp can see.
Is that why you think aliens have such big heads? They have that extra bandwidth?
Maybe.
Probably.
I mean,
big antenna.
They do just communicate with you telepathically.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's why they have no mouth.
Yeah.
They're terrible at sucking dick.
Yeah, well, especially if you're like a fat person, because I imagine like trying to get head from one of those big-headed aliens, like their forehead would
get constantly
hit my beer belly. You know, be like, dude, come on. Unless you're in a 69.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, you gotta spread them wide.
But then they're only like this tall, so it's
there's different ones. There's like tall ones or short ones.
Well, there's the grays and the talls and the fatties and the rollies and the pudgies.
I think the small grays are the most terrifying ones to me. They're apparently
because they're like carnies,
not the bad ones. It's the reptilians that are the bad ones.
Oh,
remember the story I told you underground?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait, what is this? I want to hear this because I've seen 2 of those. Those reptilians, those are real.
Yeah, so I told the story earlier on the podcast, and I'll hyphenate it, but there was a unit out of Bragg that got spun up on a QRF and flew out to Nevada.
Yeah.
They were having issues handling reptilians underground in this facility. And they'd already sent in their personal QRF force that got taken, and there was no more radio contact. So they sent the said unit under there to take care of it, and they did, but they took a casualty. Team internal, and they chalked up the casualty as burning in hot on a training accident in order to like kind of cover up the whole thing. And so 2 of these guys from this place told me this story when I was in Ukraine. Actually, I was in Poland at the time, and
Ukraine's got a bunch of wild shit too.
Oh, I bet, dude. I bet that whole place. I bet if you could look through that lens of that zone that you're talking about, it would look like Burning Man of just ghosts and entities and all that shit walking around.
That's the next level shit.
So here's another question for you.
Yeah.
Going into religion.
Yeah.
Because, like, you alluded to before where you're like, you're walking down the street and I equate it to like polar opposites of like, how you get the magnets and, unless you spin it around, they attract. If you spin it around, they're repelling each other. Like, I can imagine when you said you saw a friggin' demon on the street and you looked, like, I can imagine that's kind of what kind of makes the hair stand up on the back of your head. It's like that repelling
it's like
feeling.
It's weird. It's like I can feel them before I can see them.
Yeah.
And it's like I can identify the feeling.
So here's the question. Like, when you see, like, say, a freaking preacher or somebody who's very because who's the dude, there's a very well documented video of a preacher. I don't remember who he is.
I know who you're talking about. That dude's not.
He says something about like he's getting on a private plane and the person interviewing him is like, you feel like you need a $1 million plane.
Oh, he can't get on a regular plane because it's full of demons or some shit.
Yeah.
That's why he needs his private jet.
Yeah. But I mean,
that guy's full of shit.
Like, though. You look at like dudes like who's the guy with like the huge fucking church in like Texas?
Oh, Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
So do you see guys like that as like, dude, that guy's just a fucking snake oil salesman, or do you feel like he truly sees things like you do?
Well, I mean, I definitely think there's I think there's a lot of theater involved with modern day Christianity churches.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, I don't want to put anyone down here, or like put limits on God here.
Well, yeah,
but it's like I can talk to someone and be like, okay, this guy's just selling snake oil.
Well, I guess I guess
like I don't know the guy's personal life.
Right,
It's like I just meet the guy.
Yeah,
and it's like he's a pastor. He's got a good reputation, but I'm also like, You got to remember, religion isn't God. Religion is like a man-made thing that was developed to interpret what they think God is.
Yeah. I guess.
And so it's just like, that's why I was like, okay, well, there is no God. There is this.
So I guess that kind of answers my question, because I know team guys that have gone so far one way to where, you know, and it happens all the time. You have guys that are like, no, fuck it, man. I've seen so many people die. I don't believe anything is real. I don't believe anything is good.
Right.
I believe,
which is valid.
It's all fucking hate and discontent and blowing shit up and killing people.
It was designed that way. Because remember, I told you a long time ago, they were like, if you help us, like, enslave everybody else to feed off of them, then we'll make you guys win everything.
Right.
We'll give you all the shit.
Yeah.
That's why you get the deep state.
Yeah.
Who runs the deep state? It's fucking those guys.
Yeah. So then, you know, we've had guys that go so far one way, and now they're pulled back the other way, and now they're super, I would say, religious.
Yeah.
But it's people who are like, you know, not to say they don't believe in, I mean, if anything, they do. They believe wholeheartedly in the Lord, and they believe wholeheartedly in God. Mm-hmm. But, you know,
there's like a structure there.
Yeah.
And
there's
it's just like,
you know, quoting scriptures and.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of the time in like pastors and things, like they quote scripture. It's just like the highest authority for a pastor or a person like in religion is their like sacred text, because it's given to them by a prophet or given to them by some sort of deity figure, or it's written down by people who God told to write down certain things. And so that is taken as like God's word, no matter what religion you're in, for the most part. And so you can really grab hold of a conversation and take your position of power over the group and be the hero for Jesus, the best pastor who leads everyone, by just start spouting out scripture and trying to seem like overly holy. And it's just like, if you refute that, then like you're somehow like averse to the Lord.
Right.
And it's like, dude, you're just trying to like be the guy to get a charge and hold of the situation in the room, to be the leader.
It's about power.
Yeah, it's about power. Yeah. And so it's just like, is it really about the Lord at this point, or is it about power? Why do you want to be the best pastor? Well, you want to be the best pastor because you think that that's what you want on the inside, that is going to like be your highest calling. But at the same time, you're still trying to achieve something to make you get to where you think you want to be, rather than letting the Lord lead you where you're supposed to.
This ties into that too, and I'd like your perspective on this, because I have researched a little bit about religion, but not obviously to the depth that you have. My perspective on religion is that it's man-made, right? Like, God doesn't have a fucking pen. He's not going to write shit down.
Yeah.
So and then obviously the Bible is made up of a bunch of different canons. Some got chopped and not in, some are, whatever.
There's reasons for that too. People don't,
I want to get into that. My perspective on religion is that it's man-made. It is helpful for a lot of things, but I think in its original structure, its original intent was, at least from what I can tell, its intent was to provide a way to control people, because back then the governments didn't really have a lot of control, like talking about like the Dark Ages and shit.
Yeah.
So there's no like police force. There's no like international, like there's no way
like Team
to,
America.
Yeah, there's no way to
world police
to police things. There's a bunch of fucking random people doing good and bad shit across the world. So if you have this structure that's like, hey, if you do good, you will be rewarded. If you do bad, you're going to be punished. It's kind of like a pretty broadband way to cast a policing net, or a way of thinking that generally does well with people. And it did
make people behave.
It did that really well. It took people, out of the Dark Ages, gave them structure, pointed them in the right direction. And has been generally, I mean, more people have died in the name of God than any other thing.
Yeah, right? Religion has killed more people than anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
And mosquitoes.
But it's also been
what'd you say?
A good
and mosquitoes.
Oh, they said Speedos.
Those two. Yeah.
Speedos.
But it's also been a useful structure. Like, America was based on that kind of like freedom of religion type thing. And a lot of it is based on the Christian values, which is essentially like just being a fucking person, basically.
Yeah.
But it's like, good person is based off of like what is infallible good.
Well, I think
which is
everybody
an impossible level. And so
but I think everybody has a general sense of what is right and what's wrong. Right? Like, even kids, you see them play, like a kid will push another kid around, and some other kid will be like, dude, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, I think you have a general idea of what's right and wrong. Yeah. But what's your?
It depends on your religious. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Well, I was going to say, because you studied this.
Luciferian religions that are like, oh yeah, like we'll just kidnap kids and rape and eat them, and like they think that's okay. And
but they probably know it's not the right thing to do. You know what I mean? They're not like, hey, we're doing good.
Well, I'm saying, like, in their mindset, it's just like they're a different species of person.
Right, but they know that's not good. You know what I mean? So what's your take on the thought of like religion being a useful kind of policing tool during that time frame?
I think religion has always been good at that. You know, I mean, it's like, first degree, second degree, third degree murders in like the book of Leviticus, which is written like after the Exodus of Egypt. And then like, it's like, well, how do you understand like the SEAL teams? There's like managers or like just generalized business. Like you get like an MBA and you work at a place and there's like business and there's a structure and there's the executive suite. It's like, that was all explained in the book of Exodus. You know, they're like, Moses, we got 1 million questions. And he's like, dude, there's way too many people. And they're like, put it in a structure like this. Get this person you trust, have him manage. And they made like a business system to manage and how to help things cooperate in a way to where like problems could get solved more efficiently. So it didn't start off in a way to, like, God didn't invent everything just so he could control it. You know, he invented everything so that he could enjoy time with something that he loved. And so you can't like force your child to love you. You know what I mean? You can just treat them in the best way that you can in hopes that they recognize that and love you back. You know, but you can't like force a person to do something.
Yeah.
And so like, even if God could force you to do something, like he loves you and respects you enough to like not have you do that. And even if it's you destroying yourself, he's going to let you do that. And so it's just like, it's not so much for me of like a system of like, this is used to enforce and police. I think that's what it was manipulated and taken as.
That's what I mean, the religion piece of it, yeah.
Yeah, so like
not the communication with, not the conversation you have with God.
Originally it was like, hey, like there's some cool ways to connect with like God. Like, hey, like he invented you in this whole place. Like this is cool.
One of my favorite parts about the Bible is when Jesus talks about like you don't need a church to communicate with my Father. Like my Father's church is all around you. Just go out in nature and talk with God. Like you don't need the church to do this.
Yeah. And the church has become like a place of like business, you know, and it's like they've been using that forever. And it's just like, you know, they use that to justify like crazy wrongdoings. And then it's like, well, the Bible says this. And it's like, well, you know, it's like, well, dude, take it easy.
Well, the Bible also says you can't wear blended apparel.
There's like all kinds of stuff. And like believe it or not, all those rules make sense at the time period. You know, so they're like, oh, well, you're not supposed to do this. It says in this book. And so it's like, yeah, well, that was 4,000 years ago. You're not supposed to eat this because at that time it was still poisonous. But we can eat it today because we know how to decontaminate it.
What are your thoughts on the chapters of the Bible that didn't make it, the chapters from the canon that got taken out or that weren't included in the Bible?
Yeah, so from my understanding, like I said, I'm not like a biblical expert or anything, just generalized classes and stuff. Not just classes hanging out, you know, doing whatever. But it's just like, it's like the Bible is supposed to be the story of God from the beginning to the end of the age. And so, like the books of Enoch don't really have anything to do with God. It's just like descriptive accounts of the time period and the world at that time. And so it's just like, well, how is that part of this God story? That's just explaining that there's like stuff going on.
It's like scenes in a movie that don't further the story.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, that's one of the reasons I think, but like, there's always a million reasons. And it's just like, at the same time, it's like you have to go back and you have to read the Greek and the Hebrew. So there's like, lots of things get like super mixed up. So it's like, oh, the earth was made in 7 days. It's like, okay, well, that's the English translation, but the Greek translation, I forgot the word, but it means like epochs of time. So it could have been like 50 billion years. We don't fucking know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't specify. But no one goes in to go back and read the Greek because they want to read the English because when they were 7, the Sunday school teacher said something, took it out of context. The pastor took something out of context and tried to get away with something and lied, or the pastor did, you know, this or this is, you know, they're people.
Most people just want to be told what to do.
Yeah, they get like church hurt and stuff. And it's just like, I've been church hurt. I mean, church sucks. But at the same time, it's just like, those are other people trying to figure it out, and they get these pastoral people who are in these positions of like,
take advantage of it.
I'm the chosen one. It's like, calm down. You're just a fucking guy who has a glorified literature degree. Take it easy. And like, respect the church, respect their position that they have, but at the same time, it's just like, don't forget you're just a guy trying to figure it out.
I know kung fu.
Yeah. But it's definitely been used to like take advantage of stuff for a super long time. All the religions have done that. I mean, like Islam does it, Judaism does it, Christianity does it. Every single train of thought.
Yeah, it's a useful structure for that, for sure.
Yeah, but it wasn't invented it got corrupted over time. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, here's how you can communicate with like the divine, and then it's like, oh, we can take advantage of this and make money.
I'm pretty sure, Christianity probably wasn't set up maliciously to,
right? Yeah,
or even, I mean, Judaism is. I mean, what's the oldest religion? Judaism?
Yeah, probably Judaism.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Abraham. Jesus was. His whole thing was king of the Jews. He was meant to come back and be this person that was prophesized in the, I'm going to fuck this up, but supposedly the Judaic texts or whatever the fuck they are, spoke of this person who would come, and Jesus is like, hey, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
And the Jewish people are like, no, we don't believe you. Yeah. And so that's this whole difference of like, Jews versus Christians, but
King Herod
they believe in the same God. It's the same God.
Yeah.
They just don't believe that he's a prophet.
Right.
Same thing with Muslim religion too. It's the same God. They just argue about the prophet.
About
they believe Muhammad is the main prophet. Yeah. And they believe that Jesus was a prophet, but not the main prophet.
Yeah. Once you break down all this is the good thing about the religions I studied. It's like you break down all the texts. Every single one has like plot holes. And then they fold back on each other, and they lie on top of each other to cover other lies. And it's like you kind of have to break it down from like a textual like analysis, like ASO type shit. You like really fix the red. It's like you have to like fix the red.
I have a funny story about that. So a friend of mine, great dude, one of the smartest guys I know. He's originally Iranian. Came over here. Now he's like a laser scientist. So he's super fucking funny. We got him on the show. But he was like a militant Muslim, bro. Hardcore militant Muslim. And then he started getting into like analyzing the text. He's a very smart guy.
Yeah, the text.
And now he's like super far right, like way more far right than me. And it's because he recognized the plot holes. And you're like, bro, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, what am I doing believing this when it contradicts itself and all this stuff? He's like, what the fuck is there? And then he went on his own path, and now he's like, just like, I'm not sure he believes it. I haven't asked him what he believes in as far as like a religion, but he's very much like not about that anymore. He's got a wild story. We got to get him on sometime.
Yeah, you should get him on here for sure. See what he thinks about it from like that end, because it's like they're all, like I said, they're all very similar, but it's just like you got to understand, like there's dimensional overlays, and we're in like the weakest one. It's like, who cares if you're like pushing against something that you can't like affect physically, but it can affect you. And so every single thing that was done in the spirit realm first, which then bled down to this dimensional plane where we're at 3D wise. And so it's just like when Jesus came back, they thought he was going to like overthrow the Roman Empire and do all this stuff. So the Roman Empire was already compromised by the same stuff that's going on today that was happening thousands of years ago. It's the same.
It's human nature, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same system. It's because a long time ago, somebody came down and was like, hey, if you help us, we'll help you, and you can rule over everybody, but we get to eat them. And that's like literally all the religions. Almost all of them say that in some way or another. And so God's supposed to be the one to like deliver and save him from that. And so what Jesus did is like, instead of coming down and being like, oh, we're going to stop the Roman Empire, so literally another Roman Empire can start later, it's like he fixed it in the spirit realm. And so with blood magic, going back to what I was saying about the reservation stuff, it's just like you had to, in all the religions, you had to do like a blood sacrifice. So it's like you sin, you have to like sacrifice like a lamb or something. And that essence feeds the sin, that deital thing, and appeases that, and then you're being right standing with God. But And that's how you got into the development of like materialism. This person has 100 sheep. He can do 100 things wrong and just pay himself off. But this person has no sheep. He does one thing wrong, he's fucked. It's like, well, you can buy your way out of trouble, basically, from a spiritual sense. Just like you can buy your way out of trouble if you're rich now, and you can like go do some wild stuff, like all the crazy stuff that's going on in the news.
Have some ditty parties.
Yeah, and you can be rich enough to buy yourself out of trouble. And so it's the same thing you'd be able to do back then. You'd be able to buy yourself out of trouble. So it became a resource, I can get away with any desire that I feel that I want to do, even if it hurts someone else, if I get more resources, because then I can be richer and I can just pay myself off. And I'd be right standing and I'd still be holy. Yeah. And so when Jesus came down, his goal was to completely destroy that kingdom. And how is he going to do that? By like turning the Roman Empire over on its head? Cool. Part of Europe is collapsed. What about the rest of the planet? So it's like that wasn't what he came for. It was he came to actually fix the kingdom from the inside out. And so he died, and his blood, since he's the true God, paid for everyone's sins as if like the sacrificial lamb would have done. So in the spirit realm, everything's cleansed.
I see that parallel now.
Yeah. And so that's why he came to do that. Because if he
it didn't matter how many sheep you had, the one true God died for everyone's sins.
Yeah, everybody. It's like, why? Because he invented the place.
That makes sense now why they call him the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
He was, interesting.
And so that's what he came to do. But people don't see the spirit. The world has convinced you that there is no spirit. They put shit in the water, put shit in our food. I mean, everything else just to kind of deaden you to all these senses that you should be able to understand and experience. They have weaponized religion by buying out pastors, by buying out imams, buying out rabbis, and changing all of this stuff in an agreement with the malevolent deities that are helping them at the top to bleed down the rest of society. And that's why the world sucks right now. And bread's $7 a fucking loaf. You know? So it's just like, it's a repeat system. But in the spirit realm, the system is already completed and paid for and defeated. And it's just like, well, the spirit, that's fucking horseshit. It's like, well, of course you're going to think that. You've been trained to think that your whole life. But this is like the blink of an eye in an eternal lifespan that is the essence that will live forever.
So you think the best way forward is somebody to just have a conversation with God or Jesus, and just whether that's praying or going out in the wilderness or whatever it is, but just having a conversation with Jesus or God and talking.
Yeah. Just, you can talk to me anytime. I mean, there's always, like I said, it's on these things you do on, like, you just go through like Instagram or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, if you could have dinner with one person in history, who would you have? It's like, oh, I'd have Abraham Lincoln. You know, I would have Diddy. You know, I would have Jesus. It's like, well, dude, you can do that at any time. You can just literally just start talking. And it sounds stupid. I remember before I started praying.
To Jesus, like, not Abraham Lincoln.
I mean, probably not. Yeah.
Get a Ouija board
Jesus
for that.
Jesus would be better, I think. But it's just, I remember, I mean, there was times I was like, you know, just like stubborn, like team guy. Like, I'm the most badass. Like, I'm not bound to fucking nobody. And I'm like, get on your knee and pray. I'm like, this is fucking never, I can't make me. You know, and like I'm in my room by myself. So you just kind of do your own wrestling with it, you know. And it's just like if you don't access the divine in this lifetime, then you're gonna lose access to that for the rest of time. And like, so that's super important. And like Native Americans, we know that, and that's why I'm like a very open spiritual person, because I'm just kind of raised in a society and in a culture that values that type of thing. And then at the same time, like that's how I like to treat people and see people. It's just like Bobby Ramirez, we were talking about stuff earlier. Unfortunately, like he, committed suicide a few years ago, but he was my OIC in Afghanistan. And he wanted to send me to OCS. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to do OCS. I might get out of the Navy. But he would give me like a lot of leadership lessons. And one of the ones he gave me was like, do you know what makes the best leader, Brian? And I was like, I could guess, but I don't know. And he's like, what makes the best leader is the person that actually cares about his men. And I was like, what do you mean cares? Like this guy knows his tactics. He's putting in the time to care about the tactics. Like this guy is like always early and like showing up sharp. Like he cares about the guys. And he's like, you have to care about like who they are as a person, because that's more important than how fast they can shoot. And that's more important than, you know, how much money they make. It's like you have to look through the veil that the world has put on you, and you have to be able to see past the secular importance of things that people hold as dear, and you have to see a person for who a person is.
What are your thoughts on suicide from that perspective? From researching this, living in both worlds, and we've all lost a lot of friends to that. What are your thoughts? Because the religious says, "Oh, you're going to hell."
Oh, yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. Yeah, there's always different denominations. Like one pastor's like, "The Lord has come to me and told me this," and then you got like another denomination, and then another guy's like, "No, I got this and you got that, and I'm the guy." I'm the hero for Jesus. I'm the pastor. I'm the prophet. So I'm going to start my own thing because you won't listen to me. And then they got all these different denominations. Yeah. It's like, so I don't fucking know. Everyone's got, It's like who's the right one? I don't know.
We'll so find out eventually.
Yeah. So I know it's like in Catholic, to if you kill yourself, you immediately go to hell. And then it's just like, okay, well then there's another one. It's just like if you kill yourself, then I don't know. I do know.
Beetlejuice, it's you're a civil servant in the afterlife. Remember Beetlejuice?
Yeah, Beetlejuice is good.
Is that what
yeah. Remember they show up and Beetlejuice is sitting on the couch is your number and they're calling the numbers. And anyways.
Beetlejuice, yeah. It was fun. What was the thing you're saying again?
I was asking what your thoughts are on somebody committing suicide from that perspective, having researched, because there's a bunch of different variations on that, and I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't look at that part, but my main focus was, I was like, what's the truth? Mm-hmm. And it's like, can you quantify that? And can you find receipts for it, or is it just fluff? And it's like I took 10 years doing it, and I was like, oh, well, this is actually the real thing.
There's some interesting stuff with exorcisms and shit like that too.
Yeah,
that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. That is a whole nother. I didn't even think about that. Fucking exorcism is
some wild shit out there, dude.
Is that needed as a result of somebody, say, for example, like we were talking earlier, if you engage vocally with a demon or with a mimic or to leave the door open, they attach to your soul. Now, do you need an exorcist to come in and?
Yeah, so there's lots of different ways.
Unless you're able to, do it yourself.
Demons can drive out other demons.
Really?
There's the spirit world's super legal. There's legalities. It's like going to a court of law, and you have to follow everything.
You can't triple stab a double stab.
Yeah, exactly. There's certain rules you have to follow. And
what are some of the rules?
And the demons have those rules too. What are some of the rules? That's a good question. What were we just talking about? I can find some rules in that. That thing you were just saying.
About exorcism?
Exorcism and stuff.
Oh yeah, so demons can drive out other demons. So there's a demonic hierarchy, and there's there's a hierarchy of biblical angels, and there's a hierarchy of demonology.
So somebody comes in and get out of here, new guy.
Yeah. So basically, so it's a priest who is acting as an exorcist who may work for the church, but in actuality, perhaps may not be saved, if you want to call it that, but he still has the power to drive out demons. And it's how's he doing that? It's because he's got a demon, and that demon in him is stronger than the one over here. And so he's able to drive those other ones out using the hierarchy. So it'd be senior chief coming in, and he's new guy, take out the trash.
I'm pulling rank,
bitch. Yeah, basically, stuff like that. Yeah. So there is rules, there's a hierarchy. One of the rules is it's I'd go around and I can sense it. Let me see where it's at. And so it's dude, now you're accessing the seer gift without a commission to do so from God. So you're just going behind enemy lines and doing an op with no clearance.
How do you get a commission to do that?
You gotta ask them. Yeah. And so that's not a thing I can I said earlier about I could put glasses on, and I used to be able to do that, but I don't do that anymore at all because I learned the rule. I was fuck, I didn't know that was a rule. Like I said, the rule of doing it without a commission is leaving the fucking fence without clearance for the PLO.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to be in the op, and you're out there with the boys having a good old time. It's you guys are going in trouble.
You left the door open in the barn.
Yeah. And so it's just but if the commander is yeah, you guys can do the op if we're signed off. Be careful. Yeah, anything you need, here you go. And you go do the op. Yeah, so you're commissioned. So I'm just hey, if you need me to see something, I'll be having 2-3 days ago. I was something seems off. And I was don't look. I was can you just show me what the heck's going on here? And then I was able to see the problem. And I was oh, okay. Okay, well, yeah?
It was Legos.
And the Death
Rubik's
Star.
Cube.
Death Star Legos, bro. Yeah. And so then I was able to see it like that song through heaven's eyes and be like, oh, okay, this is the best path forward for everybody. So it's like, it's like I say, it's like there's a responsibility with it too. It's like you can't, you can, but don't. If you see things like that, you can take advantage of people. And like, you can manipulate people that way. And like a lot of people do that. A lot of people have the ability to do things like that. And it's just like, you're lying to that person. And even if they don't know it, it's like, how is that going to affect you? And how is that going to affect like the greater spider web that is everybody? And how is that going to affect like your relationship with God?
Do you think some people do it unintentionally? Like they think they're doing the right thing, but they're
I think
they're just not accessing the right thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people try to help. But like I said, there's so much church hurt. There's so much religious hurt. There's so much, everyone's got the answer. I don't have the answer. I can't convince anybody of the answer. I can just be like, this is what I found. This is like evidences that I have that prove it's true.
Oh, we're all just comparing notes.
Yeah.
None of us have the answer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, a lot of people think they have the answer. Well, and it's just like, that's where you forget. It's just like, you have to care about this person.
Well, the crazy thing too
enough
is
to
like
know that.
Kind of what we were talking about earlier is, you have people that manipulate other people in the name of religion.
Yeah.
I mean, like I looked it up. It was Kenneth Copeland, a Texas-based televangelist. He's worth over $760 million. Several years ago, Houston Chronicle discovered he had been living in a $7 million mega mansion tax-free. Copeland lives in an 18,000 square foot home with 6 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms in an exclusive lake community outside Fort Worth. Was confronted by a reporter who grilled him about his massive wealth. And he said he wouldn't fly commercial. He defended the practice and said it was vital to his work. He said, if I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. Then she asked about a private jet he purchased from somebody else and blah, 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 blah. But basically, he alluded to something about demons, being surrounded by demons.
You ever seen that guy get pissed off? Like, bro, that guy is not a fucking human, man. And he's not on the good side.
Dude, he looked like it was,
That's what I'm saying. Like, the people at church is like this, like the exorcist can have a demon, but say he works for the church. It's just like,
that guy's not on the right side.
Yeah,
guy get angry, his eyes bug out, bro. His fucking little reptilian skin is fucking poking through. Dude.
The reptilians. Plus, a lot of the churches too. It's like a lot of them are like they register as nonprofits, and they have to like, and that's the thing that's been messing up with religions too, because they get the tax breaks, right?
Yeah,
and so it's just like
it's like
they have
tax-free status,
like the fine print stuff. They have to follow like certain things, and so they have to skew certain things away from what they could be in order to like meet the parameters. So it's like in that way it's like you kind of sold out, but you're trying to justify that you're doing the right thing because of this. And it's just like, well, how much good can you actually do?
I thought about starting a fake religion one time because remember when I was working at SQT, because you remember when the Sikhs were allowed to wear their fucking turbans and like everybody's allowed to wear this wazoo shit, man.
They can grow beards and shit too.
Yeah, all this shit, dude. I'm like, bro, what the oh, it's my religious fucking thing. So I looked into what qualifies as a religion, and it is basically you have to have firmly held belief. That's the only prerequisite to being a real religion, and that's why the spaghetti monster is qualified as a real religion, even though it's obviously.
What was the spaghetti monster? The dude he like took a picture on his driver's license like a fucking colander. On
that's their jam. That's their thing. That's the real fucking thing, and that is recognized as a real religion.
What religion is it?
It's the spaghetti monster.
Church
religion.
of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yeah,
oh shit,
that's a real religion.
That's a real religion.
So I thought
it's what atheists pulled out of their ass just to fucking rub it in religion's face.
Well, what if I created
on their head?
What if I created a religion? Because they wouldn't let dudes grow beards and wear fucking, baseball caps.
There you go.
So like, what if I created a religion like growing beards and wearing baseball caps as part of our religion? Then somebody signs up. So I'm a member of cool guy fucking religion, and they pay $50 and they get a certificate. And then they get to wear fucking a beard and fucking baseball cap in uniform, you know?
Dude, my medic in Afghanistan had Jedi on his dog tags for his religion.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, and
Jedi?
S2 gave it to him, like, no problem. Like, they had Jedi already printed in there. And they're like, think you're a Jedi.
Well, yeah, that's the weird thing about America being founded on freedom of religion is that there is no barrier to creating religion other than a firmly held belief. That's literally it. It's fucking crazy. So you can you could literally create your own religion.
Scientology was created to wash money.
Yeah.
You
can do it.
Allegedly. This is for entertainment purposes only.
I probably should have done that. Probably more money in that than fucking t-shirts, bro.
But the t-shirts are cool, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
So I think we should dive into the out of the religious aspect of it and into the serious aspect of why you chose to go from physics to, I mean, classical, like, I'm sorry, I fucked it up. Classic Shakespearean acting.
Yeah, thanks.